Hey, welcome back to another round. I'm your girl Jay, and we are back with another episode of Love is Blind, Season 7. Uh, episodes 10 and 11, okay? So come on in, let's get started. Come on in. We're going to get it started real quick. Let's get on to this. Let me get these going because this is how I'm going to remember who the people is. Welcome on in. Hello. Let's get started because I got some good takes on this week. It's gonna be some popular, unpopular, all over the place takes on what happened this week with these episodes. And it's a combination of everything from beginning to end. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our first couple. Okay, the first couple that I have that I want to bring to the stage per use. No, you know what? I'm not gonna even do per use this time. I'm gonna go ahead and get with the couple that decided to X themselves off of the screen this week. We're gonna start with them. We're gonna start with the hot couple. Okay, the hot and heated couple. Okay, I can't keep my hands to myself couple. That's what we're gonna start with. We're gonna start with them too. Tim and Alex. Okay, Tim, we got to meet his parents this week, and we found out Drake. Okay, and fully he's acting a little bit like a Drake these days. Okay, because if y'all seen how Drake has been running around here looking these days, y'all will know what I'm talking about. He got the two ponytails, and I don't know what else, the nails. Okay, but no, for real, we gonna get into it for real though. He has been running around being a little bit of a nuisance. And I'm not going to say that it's all his fault that he has been the way he has been towards Alex, okay? Because we know since Mexico, he has been feeling some type of way. Now, as you do know, I feel like him doing what he did last week, as far as going to speak to the dad with no real intentions of carrying this relationship on with Alex, is something treacherous and diabolical about that man. I listen, petty is as petty does. And I'm a person who loves being petty to my max, okay? But at some point in a relationship, we have to put down the pettiness and actually start working with one another. Or not. Child, okay, my day is Friday. So this is if you want to know that question, I'm here on Fridays where I'm usually at. So you asking the wrong person that question. I can't answer that. Okay. But I'm here where I'm supposed to be on Fridays. Anywho, like I was saying, when you get into a relationship, and we're gonna have a real conversation about stuff. When you get into a relationship with a person, all those petty games that you used to play, that you used to get away with because you were single and you could just go to your place and not talk to the person anymore, you can ghost that person and all that stuff. When you get into a real serious relationship, that stuff doesn't work. When you start living with a person, that stuff doesn't work, okay? It just brings tension and turmoil into your house. And if you're really serious about a person, you don't want to do all of that stuff. Okay? One, I believe in karma. Personally, I believe in karma. So I wouldn't even bring that bad juju to my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to bring all of that negativity to my house when I'm trying for peace. And this man has been running up and down screaming how much he don't argue, he don't want to fight with a person and all this stuff. Yet you do things to start arguments and fights. Like, try to have a conversation with me while I'm trying to eat. Now, there's one thing about me, and if anybody knows me and has been around me and I have not eaten, hangry is not the person that you want to see. That smush that she gave you would have been the last of your problems, okay? Please don't try to have a serious conversation with me while we are eating or while I'm eating, and especially if I haven't eaten. So if I have eaten already and I got something on my stomach already, okay, let's talk, let's hash this out. But the way he started that conversation, just like, yes, I want to come in. I just want to talk about this. I want to get it out in the open. We need to have this conversation about whatever is going on. You went to sleep when my parents drove 10 hours out here. Mind you, the 10 hours that the parents were driving out there was to drive the dog and the car back, right? This was set up while he was in the pods. He told us about this in the pods, okay? If not the pods, he told us about it in Mexico. He told us about it at one point or the other. So it was already planned that his parents was coming down, regardless of the show or not. Why is she obligated to spend all of her wake hours with your parents on her first meeting? Listen, if you want to go all out to please my dad, my mom, my sisters, my siblings, my whatever, whoever case, like he said, I got up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I went and shopped. I went and turned on the grill. I got the grilling. This. First of all, steaks does not take all day. Okay. Now, if he had said he was smoking some stuff, like he made some smoked salmon or he smoked the steaks, I'll be like, okay, you got up at 8 o'clock for a reason. But right now, I can go to the store right now, buy 2 packs of steaks, and be eating in about a half an hour. Like seriously, steaks is not an all day thing. But nonetheless, you wanted to put your best foot forward. I give you that. So I'm not mad at you. Okay. Get up, get yourself groomed, get the house clean because you know she ain't about to do it. Okay. Get the house together and all of this stuff like that for her parents to show up and, do all of that. But because you put so much effort into something does not mean the next person is actually going to put that effort into there. And that's a good point. Everybody does want their efforts reciprocated. However, everybody cannot reciprocate your efforts the way you do it. Nobody's actually going to live up to your method, your means, and your standards. Like, let's be honest. That's why most of us do our things on our own, especially me. Like I know the amount of effort that I put out for people never comes back. Never comes back the amount. Some people, I got few people in my life that actually go beyond me. And it's going to be hard for me to get rid of those people in my life. But everybody else, to me, do not put in the same amount of effort, but they put in some effort. So I have to meet them sometimes where they're at. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and expect, because I go out and I shop and I clean and I cook and I got dressed and I did all of these things that you are going to do all those same things back for me. I got to meet you where you are. He might have known in the pods that she is not going to reciprocate as much as he does had he gave her a chance to speak, but he was over talking her in the pods. He was already doing too much for her in the pods. You in conversation, you could find out how much a person is going to reciprocate for you. It might not be in the same manner that you give it, but they will reciprocate in conversation. Because if I have a conversation with you, me and you are conversing, and I'm taking over most of the conversation, I already know that I'm going to be the one who's leading most of the relationship. If I'm in a conversation and you're constantly over talking me, that means that my needs and my feelings, my emotions, my whatever I have going on is not going to be heard because you're doing most of the talking. When we're reciprocating, we're having a conversation that is going back and forth and it is flowing. Some of my best conversations been sitting up for hours. I mean, I've had conversations with people that we talk for hours because the conversation is just give and take. We're both giving and we're both receiving from the other person. I'm sitting and I'm listening to the other person. Give me their feedback. Then I give back. Remember, he was such a great listener, and his love language is communication, and all this. Part of communication is being able to listen as well. A lot of this time, and don't get me wrong, I'm on Drake right now. Okay, because we met Tim, but we talking about Drake right now because this is clearly Drake has came out when his mama said so. Okay, well, we talk about Drake. So while we talk about Drake right now, we're gonna get on Alex, but his thing was he's a listener. He likes communication. He doesn't want to have the back and forth. He wants to be able to, talk like an adult or whatnot. And we was all for him when he said it when they was in Mexico and she smushed him, shushed him, and wouldn't let him give his take. Now he has his opportunity. She's doing what he asks of her. She's sitting back. She's not saying anything or whatnot. And he proceeds. He speaks. She rebuttals. He don't like rebuttals. So every time she decides that she's going to interject, and sometimes it was an interjection. Let's not act like it didn't. Sometimes there was an interjection that was a little hasty on her part. She didn't let him land. But a lot of times, if y'all watch that conversation back, she would sit here and let him finish. She would be saying her thought, and the second she took a pause, a breath to regain some air so she could finish what she's saying, he was back in there. Now, I don't know if y'all ever had conversations that went like that. Okay. I'm sorry. I feel like my chair's so low. I hate this angle. I don't know if y'all had conversations that went like that, but I've had conversations with people where you let them express how they feel the whole way through. And you wait, you hear them out, they say all this stuff, you get to a spot, and you start talking. And as you start talking, you might do like I tend to do a lot of time is pause, because you're trying to gather your thoughts. You're trying to think of your next thing. You're trying to make sure that you don't say something wrong in this whole conversation that's going to trigger somebody to go to the next level, because you're trying to keep it at a minute level. You're just trying to keep cool in this conversation. You're trying to hear the person out. As you're trying to gather your thoughts, you pause. In that pause, they know you're not finished with your thought, but in that pause, they jump in. You say, okay, cool, let you finish. Now, mind you, you're taking shots the whole time this person is speaking to you. You're taking shots, and you just like, okay, all right. One of the shots is your trigger. You jump back in. Hey, so yeah, what you just, I don't ever get to finish my thoughts. I don't, cool. Let me sit back. Let me let you express yourself. Okay. All right. Cool. Can I speak now? No, you're not done. All right. Mm-hmm. I hear you. So I want to rebuttal that. Let me go ahead and say what I got to say to that. Oh, so you're not done. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm gonna sit back. Let me sit back. Let me just let you have this floor. Let me just let you do all this by yourself. That's what was going on. That's really what was going on. And because a person loves to sit here, this is what one person would love to do, because when they're the one who's dictating the conversation, so to speak, in this case, Drake, yeah, it's, I didn't get to finish my thought. Well, let's take it back to the pods, Drake. Because every time she got to speaking her thoughts, you say, hey, okay, that's cool, but can I finish saying what I was saying? And you could proceed to say whatever you were saying. So here you are doing the same thing you were doing in the pods, which she should have caught, okay, and said, you know what, I'm cool on this, because I can't get a word in edgewise with this man, and I'm gonna see how this relationship gonna go. She should have caught that tea in the pods, but she didn't. So here we are in the same conversation. What you saying, Tina Bree? When she was trying to explain herself on most recent episodes, he was acting like she was cutting him off when the fact he was cutting her off. Reminds me of narcissistic manipulator. Exactly. And that's not what we calling him. But them tendencies were floating around. Now, let me get on to Alex before we get into present day conversation. Alex, sweetie. I got a question. Yes, that technically they were. Technically they were. I'm not gonna hold you. Technically they were, but if you watch, he started to do the cutoff first, and she was just trying to jump back in a lot of times. Now, let me take that back. She cut him off. He mentioned it. She stopped. Then when she proceeded to speak, he started to do it. See, this is why I say petty works in survival mode in the real world outside of relationships. But when we get into relationships, petty don't work like this. Because see, you could do this petty stuff when you bickering with somebody on the street or whatever. You just want to have a one up with somebody that you arguing with or whatever, some stranger or whatever. But when we actually trying to be in a relationship and we trying to work things out, this is not what you do. And here's my key words in that: actually be in a relationship, which he wasn't actually trying to be, as we've seen by the rest of this scene. But back to Alex. Alex, sweetie, from the day you put your hands on this man, you should have said, you know what, let me just check myself out with this relationship, because I don't need to be in a relationship where I need to put my hands on anybody. Let me not give him the satisfaction to dump me. Let me go ahead and dump myself, because clearly I need some healings to do, because I'm putting my hands on people. People are triggering me to make me put my hands on them. So therefore, I need to sit my little hiney down somewhere, okay, and figure out what is going on inside of my head that makes me want to just throw hands at people because they say something to me. Ma'am, first of all, that is not love. This is not what's love got to do with it. Okay, this is you're not Ike and Tina Turner. This is not cute. You should have sat your butt back and said, you know what? I don't want to introduce a man to my dad that I've been physical with. Because to be honest with you, that's not the type of relationship that I actually want to have in my life, that I have to be physical with somebody. The day I start getting physical in an unconsensual way with my partner is the day I got to check out. I don't care if it's my partner doing it to me or me doing it to my partner. It's the day I need to check out. I need to check out, because you know what happens? Like they say that people that unalive people, the first time you do it, it's hard, but after that, it gets easier. I would have looked at this man and said, you really want to be with me after I just put my hands on you? Maybe that's not the man I need to be with. If I got to chase you down because you want to walk away and I can't give you your space, maybe I need to work on some things. Maybe there's something in me that doesn't like the quietness of space, or doesn't like to be alone. Maybe I need to sit in that for a minute and think to myself, why is it that I got to feel like I'm chasing somebody to get their silence after to get them to talk after I just silenced them? I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top right now. So maybe I'm crazy, because to me, I would be like, I'm good. I'm good. And it's the sucky part about this whole thing about these two people, this couple, unfortunately, they actually had some good qualities that could have made it. They actually could have made it with each other. When you kind of line them up a little bit, they seem like they could have really made it had not none of this happened. Because I think, had she not put her hands on him in Mexico and disrespected him, however she disrespected him, he could have overlooked her napping and the dishes. Because that's a game plan we could have made out. Like, okay, you know what? I'm not the cleanest person in the room. My room might be a mess. My bathroom might be a mess. I can keep the kitchen clean. I can do the living room, vacuum. You got the trash. You make sure this is washed down or whatever. That was little things that could have been overlooked and worked out. Okay, we can hire a maid. But once we start violating, putting hands, and disrespecting, especially so early, I don't really care what part of the relationship, but so early in the relationship, I'm not invested in you enough. Yeah, let me just check myself out. Hey, honey drip. Let me see what y'all saying real quick before I cut on. Let me see. Tina, you say, unfortunately, that they cut that scene. Maybe it was for the better, for television's sake. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, we got the replay. They talked about it. You know what I'm saying? She put her hands on him, so that's also a bad. I can't even help her. I can't help her on that part. You know what I'm saying? I really can't help her because at that point he has the right, he has every right to defend himself and choose how he wants to defend himself. And I'm not saying that he would choose the right path. Obviously he did by checking himself out and going to stay somewhere else for the night. But you see, this is where you end up getting where you and your dad now mad in the real time. But did you tell your dad that you put your hands on this man before he came to see him? Did you say, you know what, Dad? I know he read you that letter, but maybe he felt some type of way about me still putting my hands on him and calling him out his name. I don't know. Maybe she did have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Samantha says, yes, it really felt like Alex has some issues to overcome, from the untidiness of her place to the covering of his mouth too much. Yeah, and I've seen going around that a lot of people say that she might be suffering from depression. That, listen, untidy place is a sign of depression. Okay, they like to tell us that sometimes when we don't keep things in order and we don't have no structure to us or whatever, that's a sign of depression. Funny enough, my disorder, I can find more stuff in my disorder than when I actually, in my chaos, I find more of my stuff than when I actually clean it up. Don't ask me how. I function well in chaos. Okay, that's probably what my problem is. However, I think that personally, I think Alex needs to go check herself out, fully check herself out, because if both of your parents have MS, and I'm learning as I learn more about it, like the tiredness, the unmotivational, feeling unmotivated, I guess, to do it can be also a sign of that. And as a woman of color, she might want to check herself for other things too, because let's be all the way real. Let's be all the way real here, okay? There's other things that's going around. We have ovarian cancer. We have your we have ovarian cancer. We have fibroids. We have all of these things. Fibroids actually do make you really exhausted and really tired because you're being drained of your blood cells at a higher rate. It makes you anemic, which also makes you tired. It drains you of all your vitamins. So she needs to actually really go get checked. I hope she does a constant check, I hope her and her brothers do a constant check of themselves. And at the same token, I hope that Drake, aka Tim, does one too, being that both of your sisters have passed from sounds like similar things or whatnot. Now I'm not sure what type of cancer. I believe both his sisters had cancer. I'm not sure what type of cancer that they actually had, but just go get check anyway. You know, I don't know. Us black people got the stigma of not going to the hospital, not talking to doctors and all that. Just go get checked. Go get checked. Let me see what Deanna say. You ain't crazy. She seems like overall she thought she was better than him and she was investing much less. I don't know if she thought she was better than him, because her look on her face after she seen how tidy his place was and how nice his stuff was, and she thought she was better than him. That all quickly shift when she got to that place, okay, baby, because she was like, oh, okay, she had to find something. She had to find something in that house, and what she found was in couches. Okay, that's what she found. She was like, this is nice, but them reclining couches, though, I don't know about those. Okay, child, for me, it would have been the dog picture in the closet, him in the dog picture. And I'm not saying, because I love my fur babies. I love my fur babies. It's not the pictures of them; it is the way they are dressed in the pictures. Okay, I'm like, what the hell is? But also, my sense of humor would have been tickled by it. Okay, so that's a whole nother thing. Now, he did make that comment to his mom that they sense of humor do not line up. And honestly, that is like a big thing in miscommunication. when we are unaware, unsure, and in the unknowing of a person, and their communication style differs from ours. It's easy when we both are like, we both joke the same, we both, talk the same, we understand the lingo is pretty much the same. It's a lot easier to communicate with a person than saying, I have Kevin Hart's sense of humor and you have a let me see who would be so different from Kevin Hart that I could think of off the top. Um no, because I feel like Adam Sandler. Um Rob Snyder. If y'all know who Rob Snyder is, okay. Well, maybe let's do it. Vince Vaughn, and a Will Ferrell. If you got a Will Ferrell sense of humor, and I got a Vince Vaughn, Cat Williams is cool too, but Cat can go down the line of Kevin Hart a little bit. Okay, Kevin Hart is a little bit more dinky. Okay, he'll be more of the Will Ferrell humor, where it's more body comedy, it's more physicality, it's more over the top. Where Vince Vaughn is more dry humor. It's just cutthroat, in your face. The timing of it is just right there. It's got good comedic timing. But it's very sarcastic. It's very dry. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a dry humor, you're not going to get me sometimes. Sometimes with people with dry humor, and this is Tim's problem, because I didn't really see Alex humor, so I can't, it's hard to say. But Tim takes your seriousness as a joke. He takes getting on your nerves as, haha, this is fun, this is cute, I like you. He is that grade school, elementary type love, like, I hit you, that means I like you, circle yes or no. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. That's the kind of humor that Tim has. And I didn't really see too much of Alex. Unfortunately, we didn't get much of Alex's personality through most of this, unfortunately, because Tim overshadowed her for everything or whatnot. But he said that it was different. Now, let me go to the parents real quick before I shift into present day, because I want to talk about some stuff on present day on why I feel so strong about Tim at the end of all of this. Though I love Drake's mom. Okay, though I love Drake's mom. And I just gotta do this one time. Just because I just feel like Drake. I just gotta do it one time, okay? I'm sorry. But I like Drake's mom. However, she did her son a disservice. Mom, you're doing your son a disservice. Because how you are, and I don't know the arrangement between you and the daddy. I don't know if y'all had these conversations on how I present versus how you present, or how you see me conversations with his dad. The dad looked beat up. Can we be honest? Dad looked beat up. Okay, dad was like, whatever you say goes, girl, because you know what, I don't feel like arguing with you on these people in front of these strangers. I don't feel like arguing with you on these cameras in front of these strangers. Let these people out here in these YouTube streets try to dissect our relationship. So yeah, whatever. Whatever you say, I think. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And ma'am, you kind of did your son a disservice. I said this once before. I was hoping that you didn't really tell your son that he needed a woman that would bark back at him. But now that I see you, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. I'm sure he didn't take anything you said out of context. I think you said verbatim what he said you said. Okay, ma'am. I think that that's what he did. And that's fine. But you're setting yourself up for failure because he thinks now that I should be able to just do whatever I want. And long as she has a response, something like my mom's, it's cool. I don't know what type of life that Drake, Tim, whichever day he want to go by, and whatever name he want to go by. I don't know what type of life or relationship that he actually wants to have. I don't know if he wants to have a peaceful one or not. But I would never tell my son he needs a woman to bark back at him, because I wouldn't be raising my son to be barking at a woman for him to be needing her to bark back. The way that Tim acted in Mexico, that'd be more the way that I raise my son to, like, hey, when she decides that she want to go off and act a fool or whatever, stuff like that, walk away. Check yourself out the conversation, come back when y'all cool or whatever. If you decide to come back, if you don't want to come back, don't come back. But don't go toe to toe with no woman. Don't let her get you irate to that point or nothing like that. Just walk away. That's the type of way I'll be raising my son, and I'll be telling him, like, you don't deal with so many women that sit here and want to argue with you. That's just me. But I don't know. To each his own on how she want to raise her son. I do feel like some of the stuff that she did say was true to a relationship and true to where he currently stands as far as looking for somebody perfect. I feel like that was something that needed to be said. He needed to hear. Unfortunately, I don't think he really heard it. And also the fact that she said there's going to be ups and downs in the relationship, but you two have to figure out what it makes it to work for y'all. But my boy Drake, that nigga stay with some track shoes on, okay? Let's just keep it good. That boy is a runner. He is a track star. He stayed with some track shoes on. He strapped them things up and was like, I'm about to sashay up out of this damn apartment. After I tell Alex how I feel, I want out. This boy cannot. I feel like Drake slash Tim has some commitment issues. I see it. I see the resemblance in me. Okay, I see the resemblance in me to a degree. All right, I'm not gonna say I'm all the way him, but there's some flight, not much fight in him. Okay, there's a lot of flight and not much fight. Now, I might have more fight up in me, okay? Because sometimes I'll be like, listen, I'm in this corner and we're going to be in this corner and I'm going to fight my way out this corner. However, this man will not even let you get him into the corner. This man is going to check out before he can get into the corner. I don't know how he's going to fare at finding his one. Because if you tell a person, I shouldn't have to communicate these things to you, you should just already know, I know you're not the person for me. As much as that sounds perfect, as much as I would love to be just like, that's like, you don't have to communicate person. Yes, Tim, find your queen, sir. Go find her, okay? Because you right. Love shouldn't be this hard. Love does take communication. Love does not read minds. Love does not figure out what's going on inside of your head without you explaining to love what is going on inside of your head. So you're not going to find a relationship that you don't have to you don't have to communicate to a person from time to time by saying, hey, listen, I grew up like this. When a person in the house cooks, the other person does the dishes. How did you grow up? Because some households, they have weekly chores. I grew up in a household that did both. We had weekly chores, but we also went by whenever we had a special day, like we have so New Year's Day is where our family does a feast. I promise primarily cook on that day. When I became of age and started officially cooking, I primarily cook on that day. But before then, my dad would do it, my mom would do it. Us kids was cleaning. When I started cooking, I didn't clean the kitchen as I cooked. Now, mind you, I do that naturally, but when I say I didn't clean the kitchen, the stuff piles up real quick. Other people came into my house and started cleaning the kitchen for me. My friends, my brother, my aunt, other people come into the house, they start cleaning the kitchen up for me because that's just how respectful they were. Okay, it's a sign of respect. But I also grew up in a household where this week, this is your chores. And guess what? Not a person touched the dish because it's not their week. So, however you wanted to do the dishes, if you wanted to wait till the end of the week to clean the kitchen, then that's what you did. You waited till the end of the week to clean the kitchen. If you wanted to clean the kitchen dish by dish, you cleaned the kitchen dish by dish because that was your week to do whatever that you wanted to do, long as you got it done. So if I communicate this to you, hey, I'm used to doing the dishes like this. When I cook, somebody else clean. So the day you cook, guess what? I'm cleaning. I don't expect you to do both. Currently in the house that I live in, I do both. You know why? Because I like my dishes cleaned a certain way. I like to clean up before I cook. So I tend to do both. I don't fuss, I don't fight. If the other person in the house decides that they want to go and wash the dishes, by all means, you do you, boo. Now, will I have to go back and rewash most of them? Probably so. Cause I'm a bit anal when it comes to my dishes. But I'm not gonna sit here and make a fuss out of it like, oh, I cooked today, so you just should have cleaned the we established some talk, we talked. We had our agreement on how this is gonna get done. Before we moved in together, I sat there and was like, listen, I'm gonna tell you off rip. If you used to a person that's anally clean, I'm not that person. So don't look for me to be doing this, all these things, all this top to bottom. I'm not about to be like Hannah out here in a leather jacket, wiping down baseboards. I'm not about to do it. But I'll make sure this spot, these places, all this stuff like that in the house clean. This part with the dog, this part with the cats, these things like that. I'll make sure those things is clean. Cool. They told me what they was up to. I do this, that, this. Cool. We have an agreement. If the agreement is broken, some days, there's days I come in, there's stuff not done. It's just like, okay. I'm gonna answer that. He said he likes the dishes to be clean at night. She gave no F's. Because you like the dishes to be clean at night, I'm supposed to now care. No, I'll wait. Understand, I care, but I'm not gonna care like you. You like the dishes clean at night. So guess what? You make that a mission for yourself to clean the dishes at night. I like seeing you happy. So guess what? The days I want to make sure that you're extra happy, I'm going to go clean those dishes for you. The days that I feel like you're stressed out or something else going on, I'm going to walk in that kitchen. I'm going to clean those dishes for you. But if this was something that was a deal breaker for you, this is something that you should have talked about day one in the pod and say, you know what, I'm not about to deal with no nasty B. If you can't clean the dishes by at night, I don't want to even holler at you. If that was a deal breaker, that should have been stated from jump. This brings me into the present day conversation before I move on to another couple, because we got some other couples to get into. Present day conversations. I want to know, my question is to both of these two, did y'all have those conversations? Like, was there an arrangement, was there agreement saying, hey, if I cook, you're going to clean the dishes, right? If there's an arrangement made, cool. Arrangement broken. Y'all, broken agreement, let's go our separate ways. But again, if there's no communication said, hey, this is what I actually like, I'm really serious about this. It bothers me at night because I grew up in a house with roaches and I don't want no roaches crawling on me because I still got triggered. I'm still triggered by the one that tried to crawl up my ear while I was sleeping and stuff like that. And it took me about a week to get it out and I had a whole infection. If this is not a whole situation on why it is that these dishes need to be cleaned at night, I don't care if you want to tell me, hey, my drill sergeant used to be on my head while I was up in the military and boot camp and all this stuff like that. And when I went to boot camp, this triggered me. And so every time I see a dish, I just be like, oh my God, please just clean it right then or there. Give the conversation, give me the context on why it is so important to you that I should make it important for me. Don't just tell me I like clean dishes at night. I'm going to hear you. I'm going to say, okay, cool. I'm assuming that you telling me that every night, this is what I'm going to assume. You're telling me that every night you're going to make sure you have the dishes clean because you like clean dishes at night. You're not sitting here saying, Jay, I like you to clean the dishes every night because I don't like to go to bed on dirty dishes. And me saying, okay, Tim, cool. I'll make sure I got the dishes clean every night. We got to communicate. So that BS they're talking about, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to tell you. You're not the person for me if I have to tell you. That's an easy cop out. And that's why I'm like on this little rant right now about Tim and this behavior afterwards, because it's not the fact that you really went and sat down with the dad, because maybe in that moment, you was like, you know what, I'm trying to work through this. I'm gonna give it a second try. I'm gonna do whatever. Y'all might have talked about it and said, hey, look, Mexico was blah, blah, blah. You put your hands on me, but I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm going to give you one more chance to make this right or whatever, no pressure. Don't want you walking on eggshells or nothing like that. But I'm just saying one more time, please don't ever put your hands or disrespect me in this kind of way, meaning that she cannot put her hands and she cannot call you out your name anymore. Any other disrespect that goes along, we're going to have to revisit this conversation and we're going to have to extend this list on do's and don'ts. So did this conversation take place when my parents come around? I need you to stay up all the time. Do not take an hour nap. I don't care if you went to work. You got to hang out with your friends. You got to do this, that, and the third. My parents are here. They're in town for one night only. And I need you to spend all 24 hours with them. Mind you, I'm going back to what I said earlier. He was already having this plan in motion that his parents was coming with this car anyway. She spent 4 hours with the parents. He ain't trying to reparent. Oh, you see the Jamaican flag? You see it, man? Me not Jamaican, but me got Belizean family. But me not Jamaican. So me not have to do the accent properly. So me not talk to ya. So okay. So don't be mad at me because I'm no Keisha Kia. I'm no Spice. I know So, what he name? What they want name? I lied. What the boy name? He was just in the news with the Erica Mena. What the name? Oh, fuck. Safari. Me no, not Safari, okay? Funny enough, though, I do know how to read and write in patois a little bit, okay? Some of the spelling, it might be off. Yes, Safari. Thank you, thank you, thank you, okay? Thank you, darling. Thank you. But anyway, though, back to these two. Um, I just want to know, was there conversations had? So I'm hoping at the reunion that somebody will come out and say, you know what, we had this agreement, we had this part, and the pat was broken, and this is why I said this whatever. My next thing is, sir, you sat there and told this lady on national TV you don't want to ever see her again, then proceeded to come to the daggone party. Okay, you shouldn't have came to the party if you didn't want to ever see her again. Okay, hello, I'm just gonna put that out there. What you say you don't never want to see her again? Done. You walked out. You walk in front of her and then you walk back out. Okay, you could have grabbed your keys on your way to get your coat, but you had to leave the keys to go get your coat in hopes that she'd come and say something else. Now, you didn't really want to hear it when she asked you flat out. And I was surprised. The person that put their hands on somebody, was the most mature person in this conversation. She sat there and said, do you want to hear what my thoughts are? Are you trying to hear my thoughts just to hear them or to actually understand? Because maybe in the possibility of the all chance of hell freezing over in this world, that you want to actually still work this out with me, because I'm willing to still work this out with you if I tell you my thoughts. He's like, nope, don't really care about working it out, but you can go ahead and feel free to share. I'm with her. There's nothing to share then. If we're not trying to work it out, then I can keep my thoughts to myself at this point right now. I'm not about to grovel at your feet. And that's what he was looking for her to do. And when she didn't do it, he had to sashay his that way to the coat, then sashay his way to the keys, then sashay his way out the door. Well, stay gone, sir. Don't let these episodes and how the people feel about you right now, because you had every right to go ahead and leave once she smushed you. To be honest, you have every right to sit here and write the letter that you wanted to read to her dad, read the letter to her dad, and still say, you know what, I can't get past the fact that you smushed me. You got the right to say she don't do the dishes and she don't keep a clean house, and so that's a big deal for me. I am not mad at that, okay? I am not mad at it. But to sit here in this day and age and still go on these daggone platforms and try to continue to shame this lady right now, and she has been the bigger person. She was like, you know what, we'll let reunion get to it. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'll say this one thing. And this is what's going on in the blogs right now. Okay. So I'm adding the blogs into it, which I usually don't do. But since we at the end with this couple, we're going to go ahead and do it. She said, the only thing that hurts right now is because this man wrote this letter in front of my dad. And my dad is trying to figure out if this is all real. Now, Alex, you shouldn't have left your dad in the dark. Should have kind of told your dad what you was getting up into it or whatnot, and stuff. And you also should inform your dad that you put your hands on this man. So this is partially probably the reason why he decided to say no. Just saying. But Tim, if you want to avoid being called sassy, stop with the Twitter fingers. Stop being Drake, okay? Stop being Drake with the antics. You right now is being Aubrey Graham with the antics, okay? Stop. I'm glad that she is not retaliating and not saying much. When she said you decided that you wanted to say it was done, it is done. Let it be. Go on about your day. Do not feel some type of way that this lady does not want to chase you. She don't have to chase you. If she want to feel like, you know what, I gave it the best fight that I possibly can, ain't no more I could say because he ain't trying to hear me, then let it go. Okay, so Tina, we're gonna go back to that. You missed the converse about him smushing. You want to know what he did to do to her. So when they had that conversation, which is this why we was all on her head. Okay, this is why we was all on her head. Because when they actually had the conversation, he sensed that something was wrong with her. He went and asked her what's wrong. She said she don't want to talk about it. He tried to ask her one more time. She decided that she want to kind of go off on him or whatever. So he's decided. And now this is the part that I'm not totally sure. I have to go back and try to watch it. Either he tried to walk away first, or when he tried to check on her again. I think this is how it went. When he tried to check on her again, and this is, don't quote me for word because I'm going off of what I can remember from episode 4 or whatever. When he tried to ask her what's wrong, that's when she silenced him and mushed him in the face and proceeded to, I don't know, call him out his name. I don't know if that's when she called him out the name, but I'm assuming that she smushed him. He tried to walk away. He don't want to have the conversation no more. That's when the name calling became, and all this stuff became a problem. I'm not gonna say right then and there he should have decided, because maybe in his heart of hearts, you know what? Let me see. I done made this commitment. Let me see if I can make it work, and all these other things. That's why I said I don't really have the problem with all the other things. You know, at first when I first watched it, I'm not gonna hold y'all. When I first watched it, I was like, because she took a nap and the dishes wasn't clean after you cooked. That's the issue. Petty. But when I think back, I kind of figured that this is what he was doing from the day that production made him come back. Is let me come back, let me find a reason to check myself out of this thing. So those were petty reasons to check out. I wish he would have stood on the ground that of the fact that, you know what, I just couldn't get past the initial disrespect and I thought I could, and then you compounded the disrespect with this more disrespect on top of it. I told you I like my dishes clean. And so before we go any further, let me just check it out here. And I would have actually been more respectful of the man and how he exited. And I'd have been like, you know what, Tim, you're a good dude. I wish you well. Hope you find your queen. But he needs some healing. Because for a person that you sat here and said, I don't ever want to see you again, you shouldn't be talking about him no more. I understand y'all on the show, things is happening on the show, and your best thing would have been, I'll talk about it at reunion. We'll handle it at reunion. We haven't seen each other, and so there's some things I would prefer to say in her face than over these internets, but we'll resolve it at reunion because we still running the show right now and whatever. But as a person that sit here and tell me I don't want to see you again, don't speak about me again. The two go together for me. You don't see me, you don't speak about me. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Do all three. Somebody say my name. What? I'm sorry. I thought the wind was blowing because y'all said Jay. I don't know that person. I do not exist to you. If you don't want to see me anymore, I don't exist to you. Don't talk about me ever again. You mad I didn't chase you? I don't exist. Negro, I'm Casper. You can't see me. I might be chasing you, just can't see me. Remember, you don't want to see me again. So please keep that same energy. Don't speak on me. So stop speaking on the girl. We don't need no explanation on why you decided that you wanted to leave. You said all you needed to say on the show. Let it be. Leave. Kudos to Alex for keeping it a buck. Okay, the man said he don't want to talk to her. She said, you know what? She told all the girls on the show, it's cool. He said he don't want to see me no more. It hurt in the moment, but I moved on. I'm good. Kudos to her. Kudos to her for sitting there saying, you know what, when the reunion come around, I'll speak my piece. I might not feel the same. It's been a year. I might not even feel the same by the time we do this reunion. I know they trying to get me work back up through it, but I'm at peace with myself right now, and I'm gonna stay at peace. This is why you being called sassy, vindictive, petty. And this is going to be a problem in your relationship. I'm just going to let you know now. You cannot do these things in your relationship, okay? Because sometimes you can't unsay, and I'm not going to say sometimes, all the time, you cannot unsay things you said. So when the day comes, you're going to say something impulsively, and it's going to be irreversible. Anywho, I don't know how I spent the whole hour on these two. I didn't mean to. It was not supposed to be that long, but I think these two got me the most riled up out of all of these things. I know how y'all gonna say how Tyler and Tyler and Ashley didn't get you as riled up. They actually didn't. They actually didn't. Okay, they really didn't. Okay, Tyler really didn't get me riled up as much as Tim did, because at the end of the day, low key, Tim, I was actually rooting for you. I was actually rooting for you on both ends. You being the bigger person through the smush of it all. I was okay with you breaking up if that's what you decide to do, because I'm not going to sit here and say stay a victim into somebody's relationship just to be in a relationship with somebody. I'm not going to tell you to stay in anybody's abuse of it all or whatever stuff. I'm okay for it. But in my season and in my experience of life, your exit delivery was trash. Your exit was trash. If you don't ever want to see, if you gonna be Sam Cooke in this hoe, be Sam Cooke in this hoe. I don't ever want to see you again. Sing the song on your way out the door, okay? And please don't see that lady again. If your ass want to Carl Thompson and wish I never met her ass, then you wish you never met her and act like she don't exist. Only speak about that lady when spoken to, and that didn't have to happen until the damn reunion. You ain't had to say stuff. I don't care which one of these daggone platforms told you that they was gonna play you X, Y, and tell them to go ahead, send you, run you the check, get up on a platform and be like, you know what, at the reunion, I'm gonna speak my piece. But right now, I wish that lady well, you know, because I said all I had to say to her in the beginning. It didn't work out. It is what it is. I'd have been like, man, how old this brother is? Let me find one of my homegirls. Let me send your wife to you, sir. But nah, nah, because my none of my friends about to be part of your karma. None of my friends about to be part of your karma. Because that was some diabolical stuff you did right there. Okay. You know? Anywho, let me get on. Let me get on with the show because I got some more people. We're gonna light some people up real quick. We're gonna light them up real quick. As I think about who I want to go to next, y'all hear Monica says she talked to that man. I told y'all last week Monica didn't really want to see and call it off with Steven. Well, I tell y'all that last week. She gonna sit there and have a conversation with that man, okay? She had the conversation with that man. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, Monica. She said she don't want to get back with him or nothing like that, but they had a good conversation. Okay. Hey, listen. I guess she got her closure. She needed her closure. She got her closure. I hope it worked out for the best. Not sure what party she was dressed for. I think they just made her come back over there so they can get the closure that they needed for the show to wrap up their situation. But yeah, all right, cool. Do you, sis? What you say down here? Timothy and not you gonna call them by their full government. Timothy and Alexandria, tis. Some things ain't meant to be. Keep pushing. I totally agree. Yes, baby, just keep pushing. Okay, like I say, once you feel like you putting your hands on people, that should just be it. I remember. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick little story. Quick little story. Okay, I'm not gonna get into all the details because that's for members live, but y'all remember this main part of the story. Okay, it was the next morning. I'm gonna start the story off at the next morning. It's the next morning, and me and this particular person found ourselves in the they were staying up in the Hollywood Hills. You know, they not from out here, but they had them a house in the Hollywood Hills for I don't know what reasons. Okay. Now that I think back on some of this Diddy situations, it was probably Lord Jesus, okay. I hope nobody got hurt dealing with these people. However, It's the next morning, and I'm up in their drive. I'm in the driveway at the home that they are renting out. Okay. I'm in the driveway of the home that they're renting out. And we're going back and forth because I had told this other girl some information on how to maneuver her way through Hollywood. What I go and do that for? Apparently, I was helping the girl get away from him without, unbeknownst to me. Okay, unbeknownst to me, because I'm assuming that this man is trying to pimp her out. As I'm thinking about this conversation later on, but I'm just like, unbeknownst to me at the time, I'm like, girl, you don't need this, you don't need that. You can maneuver this if this is what you really want to do. You can go right over here. This is where you can go. Do your thing. Now, me and this person going back and forth, and something clicked in my head because as we're escalating our voices, something clicked in my head, was like, this ain't even your nigga. And I just stopped right there and I caught myself and I just started laughing. I said, you know what? Let me walk out this gate. Thank you for walking me out and opening this gate for me. Let me just walk out this gate and go get into my car because I have a car. You don't. I didn't say that out loud because I would have been petty, but yes, voices was getting escalated. Okay. Tensions was flaring. I was like, let me just go because you are not my nigga. Why am I out here arguing with a man that is not even mine? Say what now? Okay. Sometimes, even when a man is yours, you got to say that to yourself. Why am I arguing with a fool? All right. This is my fool. But why am I arguing with this fool? Okay. Because he a fool at the end of the day. All right. I don't care how y'all got to tell yourselves to get out the argument. But sometimes you just need to silence yourself. You know what? This is pointless. This argument is pointless because the argument to me was really pointless. Why am I arguing over a whole nother woman? She ain't your woman. She ain't my woman. I ain't your woman. You ain't my man. Why are we arguing over a whole nother grown person's life? Child, out. Hello. Hello. I don't even remember that man's name. I'm gonna be honest with you. All I know is that he was a Leo as me. And see, this is why I don't date many Leos, because I ain't got the time. I ain't got the time. Anywho, we're moving on, okay? To these two fooleries. Since we're gonna talk about some foolishness, okay? Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was confused on the argument. I think this argument was like most actual arguments in real life. I don't even want to call it an argument. This conversation that they was having. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it was about. Okay. Parts of it was, of course, we're back on the sex of it all. Another part is she's iron deficient, vitamin deficient, sleep deficient, PMSing, health issues every which way. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got that part. I got that part. I got that gist of it. But the beginning part, when they was on the balcony before she had to go in the bathroom and he chased her into the bathroom, I just didn't understand that part of the conversation. I don't know if that was part of it, like because she didn't want to be touched. I got so confused. The conversation was so all over the place to me, okay? But the fact that this man chased her into the bathroom just to ask, do you want your space? Like, sir, I just said I got to go use the bathroom. That automatically grants me my space. Okay, now I am one who does use a bathroom with the door open, okay? But I also have my own bathroom. And I will crack the door, like push it on you, like, sir, please leave me alone when I want my space. But automatically, if I say I'm going to the bathroom, that allows me my own space. Do not follow me into the bathroom and watch me use it. Okay, PO? And when I say PO, I mean parole officer. I don't need you to watch me pee to make sure I'm not putting some other urine into a tube to make sure that when my drug tests come out clean. I am not doing it. So do not follow me into the bathroom. Okay, just wait till I come back from having to pee. Damn, I do not need you to wipe my tush. I think Marissa is grown enough to wipe her own hiney, okay? As he said on Baby Boy, I wipe my own ass, okay? Let her wipe her own ass, please. Jesus. You wonder why she says she overstimulated. You trying to pet her cooch while she trying to pee. Damn it. And she PMSing. Sir, I am so confused with Ramses right now, okay? Because listen, y'all know me. I said last week, ride the wave, do your thing. However, in the riding the wave, if we're gonna be serious about each other, we do need to have some serious conversations. We do really need to talk about this, and there's some things that's been double talk. Okay, so now I remember part of it. Some of it is that she want to have babies, I think, a little bit sooner. Does she want them sooner or does she want them later? That's the part I don't remember. She don't want to. If she want them sooner, this has been a change. It's been a change on the time frame of when she want babies. Now I can't stand by his time frame on when he want babies when he out here raw dogging and don't want to have a vasectomy or wear condoms. Now, sir, you cannot sit here and be trying to tell me that you got a time frame on when you want to have some children when you out here practicing like you in the league. Ain't no way. Ain't no freaking way you gonna sit here and try to tell me you ain't trying to have a baby yesterday when you up in me today with no condom on. Make it make more sense. Because if you're not trying to actively have children anytime in the near future, guess what your two options are? Strap up or don't do it. Jack off. Oh, it's a third, jack off. Because if your pull-out game is not strong, and even with a pull-out game being strong, you still got a chance that a baby is going to be stronger. So, sir, don't try to stand on no timeline on a baby when you're not actually backing up that stance. You're not standing on business, sir. I need you to be on full business, okay? I need you to be the CEO of all the corporations if that's the case. Because ain't no way you're gonna sit here and try to shame me into getting birth control because it feels better. Guess what? On the birth control, if I don't, the birth control actually works less of a chance because if I don't take it at the exact same time every single day, it's ineffective. If it's not the right prescription, even though I take it exact same time every single day, it's ineffective. Oh, guess what the side effects are? Sometimes having my period constantly. So guess what? You will not be having sex unless you want your Red Wings. And it's not very great for me. So you don't give a F how I feel about it, long as you get yours, right? And plus, we're washing all these sheets now. So, I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. Or she can get the depot shot, which means that it may or may not take, it may or may be effective. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that she could do, but the chances are of her still getting pregnant is still higher than you wearing the condom. With all the wonderful spermicides all upside up in it and stuff like that. The higher chance of you getting more pregnant with the condom than her with any other method is you poked holes in it. Now she might want a baby. He don't want the baby, but however the case may be, he don't want the baby. So therefore, sir, you should be taking the precautions on not having the baby. Now he trying to play bro with the bricks. Stop. Now I know I don't like to say people are part of the Skittles or anything like this. But it's giving you were not married to a woman before. And I don't want to say that because I do not know your history on marriage. But the fact that she got to sit here and say, hey, guess what? Once a month I bleed is puzzling to me, especially for a man who has been married already before. in his younger days. I don't think you were married to somebody who went through menopause and who have stopped ovulating or anything like this. I think you have been married to somebody who has just recently started ovulating and is still going through full woman cycles. I just want to say, unless you were married to the same sex, how do you not know that in the process of ovulation, a woman's walls shed, and in turn, plasma comes out? Sometimes, if you're lucky, 1 to 2 days. If you're not so lucky, 7 plus. And in the world of fibroids, most of us are not so lucky. So, with all the cramping and bloating and, nausea and headaches, and I don't know, it's so much that we go through with each month of this. Sometimes if you do have, like I said earlier with Alex, if you do have fibroids, you're losing so much of yourself every single month that you're losing all your actual vitamins and minerals that are naturally put into your body. Okay. If I'm gonna tell you something, I love my doctor. My doctor looked at my hand. She sat there and looked at the moons in my hand. Now, mind you, if I show you this in my thumb, let me see if I can put it in my thumb. I have great moons. The rest of my fingers, the moons just barely started to come back. I remember the day when I looked at these. As a kid, I used to look at those. I didn't understand what it meant. If you could see the moon, if you understand what I'm saying, if you see the half moon up in your fingernail, that is to let you know how much minerals and your vitamins are still in your body. I lost so much during the fibroids. I couldn't even tell you when they all disappeared. I remember them being big as crap growing up. I can't even tell you when they all disappeared, but at one point they all disappeared. They're slowly coming back, and I have to actually take substance for them to be here. So all of these things that we go through as women, you sitting here telling me that you can't take a week off from touching on her, from sex on her, like you can't do all of this. You've been married before, but this is something new to you. You're not familiar with this. I feel like she shouldn't have to, like Capricorn Moon Goddess said, I feel like she shouldn't have to explain why. She's not in the mood to be touched. Sometimes when we're going through PMS, we're not in the mood to be touched. Some of us is the week before, some of us is the week after. Sometimes we just don't feel, we feel icky, we feel bloated, we feel all kind of things. We're not feeling our best. And sometimes when we're not feeling our best, we don't want to sit here and give you just anything. The wonderful thing about it is right before and right after, we're the horniest. Guess what? Guess what? We're back in action, buddy. And guess what? It's the best. Woo! All right. Just wait. And what irked me the most in that whole scene is him going up and hugging on her and all of this stuff as she's trying to explain this. I hate being pacified with a passion. And this is my personal bias in this moment. She might feel something different. She might have been okay with it. But for me, I would have been such more annoyed in that moment with this man, because I'm like, we are having a serious conversation of how I do not feel like being touched. And here you are right now touching me. I just told you I don't like it right now. Give me my little bit of space. Let me have my time. That's something my doctor taught me. Like I said, I love my doctor. It's an African lady. I love her. She does everything holistically. Okay. She looks into it. She's one of them doctors that look into your pupils. She's still one of them old doctors that look into your pupils. She look at your things and literally she checks my nails. And it, like your nails, your gums, all of those things, your eyes, all of those things are telltale signs to other health issues. So it's crazy. I literally watch this now. I watch it like they're going back down because I haven't been taking my supplements in the last week. But to be honest, I've actually got some moons back, so that's great. So I'm doing pretty good, you know. But that irked the hell out of me. That irked the hell out of me when he did that. I was just like, Ramses, with all your progression, you so militant, patriotic minded still. It's crazy. It's crazy. But she'll ignore it. So we love it. Okay, because she just wants to go down this aisle and be married. She don't want to have the dance with her mama. She don't want a out child out. I guess they coming through the floor, child. They about to do some Beyonce type stuff and just pop on stage. I don't know where they. I don't know how they're getting down the aisle. Um, but she don't want to out. She don't want the families on two different styles. She just want the families intertwined in one. So maybe what they're doing. Okay, so I can see how this can work. Okay, so if we put all the family in the middle, and we have like it's gonna look crazy because it's gonna start making it. Okay, and you already know people be like, "Oh, they done made a triangle. Now they part of the Illuminati." It's gonna make that, but it can work out. Okay, if you both walk down on opposite sides, and the family sitting in the middle, you walk down on opposite sides, and y'all meet in the middle. I can still see the bridging. I can still see the bridging, okay? Child, the way they was talking about, she was talking about walking in on black and all this stuff like this. I said, either she in the Addams family, she Pennywise, or they into some dark magic. Mama, give me a little dark magic, okay? I don't know. She gave me a little dark magic, but if y'all could levitate in, more power to y'all. However y'all do it, okay? Vampires of the night, y'all do y'all, all right? Shoot, all right. This interview with the vampire or Brooklyn and vampire? I'm not really sure which one, but if y'all can levitate on in that thing, do your thing. But seriously, if they both come on from different sides of the aisle, maybe I guess since we're in a progressive relationship, y'all walk down together. Ain't nobody waiting for the other person and nothing. Y'all both walk out together, meet in the middle. That could be the bridging of the families. We got it all solved. I don't know how they supposed to do this. Okay, all right. You know what? I've seen weddings with black and white, but it works because I don't know which color your sister wearing. Is she still wearing white with some black in it, or she's wearing an all black dress? But let her do her thing. It probably come out good. I actually wouldn't mind it. Personally, I wouldn't mind the black and white, but because sometimes I love me a good black and white. I love me a good black and white party or whatever. Black is my color all day. She wearing white and the bridesmaids are wearing black. Okay, so I can see that working. Yeah, I like it because then it makes it easier on the groomsmen too. And everybody tends to look flattering in black. All right. But she talking about wearing a whole black wedding dress, child. I was like, okay, okay, Wednesday Adams. But do you, sis? Do you? Listen, if she well, we seen her dress choice, but if she wanted to do a all black dress, which I doubt she's doing because they picked out whatever, and the wedding store is really not gonna have black. But if they dye it for her real quick, I don't like those choices of dress that she had. Neither one of them, to be honest. The second one did make her booty pop, like they did say it did fit her really nice. I'm trying to see if that one in black. I feel like if she want to go black, I feel like she needs to go more Morticia style black, more like sexy, elegant, sleek black. Have her hair straightened out, pinned up some type of way or whatever. But I think yeah, a sleek black if she's gonna wear the black dress. I don't want all the lacy and all that stuff. It's just giving me Wednesday Addams for some odd reason or whatever. But to each his own. These two, I still feel like we're gonna get down there unless he has a strong change of heart because one of his deal breakers is just really a deal breaker for him all of a sudden. They gonna go ahead and go through with it. Yeah. Outside of the daggone sex conversation, I'm like, sir, Please back up off this lady, okay? Because seriously, you are giving her that she needs to go ahead and write this prenup up and stuff because it sounds like you will be cheating in case she does get sick. So, ma'am, go ahead and write your prenup up. You might have to do it like J-Lo, follow the J-Lo thing or whatever. If we're not getting sex this many times a week, we got to do at least this many times a week. And if we don't do it this many times a week, you get this much money or whatever, whatever, whatever. I don't know. But whatever the case may go, I think you need to go ahead and write you a prenup before you walk your way down that aisle with this man, because he do sound like he will up and leave you as soon as you get sick. And another question, and another thing, not question, but it's a question for me. I need to know what that relationship with that ex-wife was like. She tried to bring it up. I don't want it to be, she was trying to, bring it up in a roundabout way of, I don't want this wedding to be like your last one because I already know you had a last one and whatever stuff. And he's like, oh, no, we don't need to talk about that because it's not going to be that. Well, how do I know it's not going to be that if I don't know what that is? No, we need to talk about what made your last relationship fall apart. Have you learned from that last relationship? Should I be concerned because something in that last relationship, you left her for some odd reason or whatever and stuff like that? And here's another thing, and I can't remember if this is outside or inside the pods, but I could have swore he said that he don't really talk to some of his family because they still are friends with the ex on Facebook. So your family like your ex more than they like you. They willing to let you go so they can still be friends with your ex, knowing that you would disown them because they want to be friends with your ex. No, we need to have a whole talk about what happened in that last relationship. And I need you to be honest. I don't need you to just tell me your version that makes you sound like you were just here in the space and you don't know why these things happen and all this stuff. No, we need to have a real conversation of what happened in that last relationship. Because I need to know before I say yes that you learned your lesson, that you understood your mistakes in that relationship and that you're not trying to repeat those mistakes again with this one. Granted, I am a whole different person, so there will be new mistakes to make. But some of them mistakes might have been dire, like you cheating. And if I'm a person that don't go for cheating, I need to know this. So Marissa, sweetie, while we trying to talk about eggs and all this other stuff, let's talk about this this ex-wife. Let's talk about that. Let's have some serious conversation about that. I don't give a damn if it's off camera or not. Y'all need to have some serious conversations. Y'all did too much playing in the damn pods, okay? Y'all was riding the wave a little too goddamn much, all right? For this to be a damn, we about to get married next week situation. Y'all played a little too much, okay? Some people was too serious and some people was playing too damn much. You was on the too damn much playing bus. Y'all should drove your ass over there with a little bit more seriousness, okay? Then we wouldn't be here having these unnecessary conversations about condoms and all this stuff, because you would have known that in the pods too, had you decide that, you know what, Marissa, I am the type of person that likes to freeball it from the time to time while I'm up in people's oceans. So are you on the pill or not? We could have had this whole conversation, because granted, you sound like you ain't put a condom on a day in your damn life. Bless your heart for not having no children now if you don't have any. Anywho, moving on from these two. We're going to get up into this too, because we won't be here long. We won't be here long with these two. You know what? That is a good question. That is a good question, because they really need to add that to the show. I don't know if they're just doing it so they don't be too much like Married at First Sight, because it's almost similar to it, because if Married at First Sight, people don't really see their person. But they need to have some premarital counseling component to this show. You know, they really do. Like, once we get out these pause, once we done, possibly while we in Mexico, we might need to sit and do it. You know, that like that movie Couples Retreat, we need to might sit with a therapist and figure out what our animal, spirit animal is. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a bee and you a badger, I need to figure that out. Okay. So I don't know. They need to have it. Anywho, some people that need some Not because they give no F's. All these people not giving an F. Not to cut the crap. Cut the crap. Be serious right now. Be serious. Be serious. Because I got to get out of here because it's already 8 o'clock. Lord Jesus. Time be flying, don't it? I'm sorry. I was a 30-minute delay because child, it was hair day and I still had a whole section and I still wasn't done. So I needed an extra 30. Sorry. Anywho, Taylor and Garrett. Uh, I don't know what to say because Garrett, damn it, listen. Either you need to learn how to shut up and not be trying to impress the homies and stuff like that. Because damn it, you need to. I'm not gonna give you another answer. You need to learn how to shut up because if I give you another answer, it's gonna still make you a hypocrite, sir. Because in them pods, was you not harassing this lady talking about how she was calculated and she might be manipulative because she didn't want to express her mother's name because they would give away her heritage on a show where we're supposed to pick people off of the fact that we don't know what they look like or guess what they look like or anything like that. You were trying to call her all kind of stuff. But here you are in this moment. Now, granted, she was heated. She was a bit too heated. But, sir, she wouldn't have been as heated had you just sat there and said, I liked, oh, girl, text me up. I liked what she texted me or whatever and stuff like that. And I also responded to her and told her, hey, look, I got a fiance now. If this is what you actually said, it's giving me, this is just me looking at it. It's giving me that you didn't actually say that because convenient enough, when you get with Tyler and Ashley, you saying some of the stuff that she said to you outside on how you should handle the situation. Now, had you handled the situation like this, and maybe you be hanging with Tyler too much because he like to omit some stuff too. So maybe y'all just some admitting brothers, okay? Y'all got your little bromance going on in admittance. But it's giving that you just took what she said and it was like, let me try to make myself seem better in this situation on how I handle some things, knowing damn well you didn't handle them like that, okay? Now, which one is it? Did you just like it? Or did you actually say, hey, I have a fiance now and I'm going to have to no longer communicate with you anymore? I don't know. Steven kind of gave you away in Mexico. Steven came back to us and told us a conversation that he didn't have to tell us that he had with you. And I couldn't understand why he was bringing you up into it, that you were the one who was saying all these girls is going to want to come into your DMs and you off and all this stuff like that. I didn't understand why he was saying that about you, but now I kind of do. Tyler is gonna deflect from, he like, I don't want to be the only messy one up in here not telling the truth, okay, baby? So what you say, Garrett? What you say back? Garrett fell for the bait. Garrett should have stuck with his first lie, okay? If you lie, you stay with one lie, okay? The art of lying. I really hate that I gotta teach some of y'all this. The art of lying is that you make your lie rememberable, that you can stay with the one lie. The problem with lying is that you got to constantly keep lying because when people start pulling at that little string, guess what? The fabric starts to unravel. And if your lie is not built on the right thread, that's what is all going to fall apart. So you had a simple lie. I liked it and I left it. Tyler, what did you say? Nothing. I just liked it and I left it. Beautiful lie. Moving on. Taylor's still happy. Party's still going on. Meet the parents tomorrow. Lie is still golden. Nope. We had to impress the homies. You know what I'm saying? Cause my lady told me outside that I need to tell these hoes that I am now in a relationship. I is married now, and I can't talk to you heifers no more. So that's what I told the hoe. No, you didn't. That's why she's saying, run me that phone. That's why Taylor is like, run me the phone then. If you said all that, run me the phone. Let me see these words. Because it's given you didn't say the words. So now she's no longer 200% sure. But Taylor, excuse me, not Tyler, Taylor. Before we sit here and try to jump down Garrett's throat, sweetheart, there's some things that you need to work out. There's a lot of things that you need to work out with yourself, sweetie, okay? You are still dealing with the fact that you was cheating on. And my question is, are you mad at the fact that you were cheated on, or are you mad at the fact that you were lied to? Because right now you're going off of the fact that you were lied to. You didn't even give him a chance to cheat on you. So which one is it? Because if I tell a person I don't want to cheat her, guess what? He could sit here and not, how do I put this? If I sit there and say, I don't want to cheat her, he can lie to you all day. As long as he don't cheat, he can lie to you all day. Because you don't want to cheat her. Now, if I sit here and tell you, hey, I have some aftermath from being cheated on. It's not really the cheated on that it actually hurt me that much. Trust me, that bothers me a lot because that feels some type of way. I don't want to be in a situation where somebody's putting my health at risk by going out and sleeping with some unknown random. However, the fact that the person actually lied to me, that's what affected me the most, because they knowingly put my health at issue and danger by telling me a lie and making me sit here and base my decisions off of a lie, which took away my freedom of choice. That's a bigger thing. So, and that's what it was given. That's definitely what it was given. She's probably one of those people that thinks that even responding back is cheating. But ma'am, you're telling him that he needs to respond back to be able to sit there and tell these people that he is in a relationship. So you can't have one or both. Both ways. You know what I'm saying? Do you want him to respond back, or do you want him to just ignore the people altogether? Because when he's telling you that he responded back and he did everything that you said, you're blowing up on him still. You're blowing up on him because you do not tolerate liars. It's not the cheating. The cheating is the other part of it. It's the actual lying behind it, because generally most cheaters lie. There's very few cheaters that is honest and be like, you know what, I was out here sleeping with other people, my bad. So we got to stop telling people we don't like them to cheat, because we already know initially none of us actually really likes, most of us as monogamous people. Okay. Hell, even the people that be up in polygamous relationships really don't like you cheating with somebody else. They really don't like you talking to nobody else unless they know about that person. That's cheating to them. Okay. So generally we don't have to sit there and really tell people we don't like them cheating. Most people already know this. We don't like the fact that you're lying. I do not like the fact that as a grown adult, you take away my choice to deal with you on the level that you are on. I hate the fact that you take away and you play with my intelligence. You play on my top by saying that I cannot make a smart decision, that you're going to kind of make my decision for me. So I was just like, are you actually mad that he responded to the girl? Or are you mad that he told you that he just liked it? Are you mad that he did what you asked him to do? If that's what he really did. Now, girl, I hope you seen that damn phone shit. Excuse my French. I hope you went and seen that daggone phone and found out for yourself if he said all he said. Since you want to find out if he was a liar, matter of fact, you should have just went through that phone at this point. But it also explains. I'm gonna come to this comment in a second. It also explains why she sat there and was so adamant in the pods of saying, if I ask you for your password or whatever and stuff. I think this was her. If I recall right, it's either her or Monica, but I really believe it was Taylor, that she wanted the password and all this to be able to check into the phone. baby, you got to fix that within you, sweetie. Because 90% of a relationship is really trust. Let's be honest. A big chunk of relationship is trust. So Taylor, you're gonna have to fix that. It doesn't matter if it's Garrett, anybody else that comes along into this thing. You're gonna have to fix that with you, sweetheart. He's being punished now for your past. Baby, if you feel like you're still making bad choices, then you need not to make no choices. Okay. You need not to be in this game. You need not to be doing this process, but you need to fix that with you. Okay. You cannot keep punishing everybody that comes into your life for the past. Give him an opportunity to make those mistakes that he needs to make before you decide that you're going to sit here and punish him for it. Now let's get him clear on the lying aspect of it, okay, baby? We don't tolerate no liars. Now our relationship has been built on some distrust, that we've been open with each other or whatnot, outside of the fact that I couldn't really tell you what my mom's name was because I didn't want to ruin this process. We have been upstanding and honest with one another so far, okay? So therefore, thus and Dutch, give me 1 second because I need to close this door. Thus and Dutch. Oh, shoot. Oh. Therefore, and such and such, like I was saying, we need to have a talk about that part of the situation or whatnot. But you gotta have to give people a clean slate when they come into a relationship. You cannot be sitting here bringing all your old baggage from last relationships and faulting people and using it to fault people. You can use it as a guard and protection for yourself, but you cannot use it as a tool to fault other people that come into your life because of somebody else's mistakes. That's not fair. It's just not fair. You should be really giving people a clean slate. That means that you're doing some of the healing to yourself that needs to be done from that last relationship. That last relationship left you a little bit broken. So therefore, let me fix these pieces. Let me mend myself back together before I sit here and be a broken vessel to the next person. Because guess what? When I'm already broken, it's easy to chip more away. If I'm already something broken, it's easy for more pieces to get broken in that process. So let me go ahead and fix this part of me so I can give somebody that deserves a fair shot their fair shot, because I gave that person a fair shot and it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to me what they did to me. But however, I don't want to take that out on the next person. So therefore, Taylor needs to get herself together. And I want to say this disloyal. I never understood this thing of loyalty, okay? Because you got to ask a person what they're loyal to. Some people are loyal to themselves. So are they being disloyal because they're not loyal to you? Some people are loyal to certain things. You might not be one of those certain things. So it's like that loyalty thing. I watch a lot of people, and I'm not trying to get onto you about it or nothing like that, but I do watch a lot of people bring up this loyalty, and stuff like that. It's like it's the same thing as making an agreement at the beginning. Are we agreeing to be loyal to each other? Are we agreeing that this is what loyalty looks like? We have to define what loyalty looks like. Loyalty means like when I'm not in your presence, that you are actually standing up and sticking up and saying that you are in a relationship. It might not look like that to you. So loyalty, I think, is a conversation, and we should get into that. We'll talk about this another day. I think this is a topic for another day. But yeah, I think relationships should define what loyalty looks like for them, because some people will be wanting you to be loyal to the cops or whatever on some F stuff that they done did. So I should be loyal and go to jail for you. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like Mendices, let's take Mendices and Yandy for a minute, okay? She was loyal to that man. I put it, she was loyal. I don't know what she was doing in her private time, but she was loyal as far as we could see to that man while he was in jail. But this man sat here and said he would not show her the same type of loyalty if she went to jail. See what I'm saying? So what are you loyal to? Are you loyal to somebody that values you the same? If you are, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about them showing disloyalty. Because guess what? You guys value loyalty the same way. So I think, when we get into relationships, we should have a conversation on like what loyalty looks like. You say he lied because she overreacted when he mentioned that text. She needed to chill a little bit and she will keep getting lied to wrong or right. You know what? I do not doubt you because that's what it was given to me. Because the way that she was getting, he went to panic mode. Now, do I agree that he panicked and continued to lie to her the way he did? No. But I think he was just trying to like chill the situation out, especially because they're about to walk into the party and he's already feeling her escalate the way that she was. And so that's the art that she has to learn. When somebody hits that trigger, you got to learn how to breathe. Because that I understand that trigger when and you've been hurt and you've been broken before by somebody that you gave your trust to, and you never thought this person of all people would do this to you or whatnot, and then the next person comes along and you like, you know what, I'm in a better space, I'm away from that situation. However, I'm not totally over the fact that they did this. I allowed somebody that was so close to me get to be like that, and another person hit that button, that trigger button. They didn't quite do what they did, but I can't panic. You gotta learn how to breathe and just be like, you know what, I'm not there anymore. I'm not there with that person. That was another person. This is a totally different person. Let me breathe through this. Now that gut feeling that you might be having, it might be right. It might be right, but you have to breathe through the panic situations. You got to assess your surroundings. It's just the same way as you doing, first aid care. You got to sit here. You understand the need to rush through some things or whatever and stuff like that. I see there is a first aid situation. It's a heightened situation. It's panic, but I cannot panic in those situations. Why? Because I need to assess my surroundings, make sure that I do not put myself in further danger before I go and help whoever else needs the help. You have to have that same mentality when it comes to these type of situations when you're dealing with something that is such a trigger to you. You have to be able to breathe through it and say, you know what, am I just being triggered and I'm overreacting right now? Or if this is a real panic situation and I need to make my moves. I think a bit of her overreacted a little bit, which caused him to panic in turn. And so he decided that he's going to and lie some more. Do I agree with him freaking lying? Hell no. Because now she down to from 200% to 180. I don't know where the hell Lord Jesus, I don't know. But that's not a good way to go ahead and start off the situation. Just don't lie. Just tell it straight up. You know what I'm saying? Either you liked the thing or you told the girl all the situation, or you panicked when you seen it and you didn't really know what to do. And now here we are. But later on, I'm going to make sure that she knows that I'm in a relationship. At the same time, we got to get some grace. This is what, a 4-week, 8-week process. We in week 4, week 6 at the most. He barely got his phone back 2 weeks ago, and people sitting here hitting him up like, hey, I ain't heard from you in a couple of weeks. I don't know where you been. You good? You all right? Let him check in with his people. Let me give you some trust. Let me not let my ego control your actions. Let me actually see what you about to do. Now I do get it. Like I take some marriage seriously, so I probably will never be on this show for that simple fact that for me it might be a little too soon and stuff like that. And these people like to play in your face and on your top for this quick because they representative is all up. So it might not be a place for me. But sometimes you just gotta let a person swallow on their own sword and pray to God that before your wedding day come, unlike Ashley, you will find out all the truth. But some people they don't get all the truth so fast. So yeah, you just gotta live with your decisions. Your decision is to jump on a show and get married in a couple of weeks. Consequences come with that. I don't know. I wish you all well. And I wish, some people be honest with y'all from the jump, but you got to let people fall on their own swords, and you got to live with the fact that you decided that you want to make an impulse decision on a person. I don't know. What y'all saying? She checked him in front of their friends and threw a fit. He probably was trying to avoid and lie, but it still happened. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was just talking, 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 and it came out. And that's the problem with talkers. Sometimes you don't remember that all you said. Like I said, if you a talker and you're not a good liar, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth, because you're gonna tell on yourself any daggone way because you talk too damn much. That's why I told him to shut up in the beginning. He need to shut up, but he liked to talk. So since he liked to talk, you need to just tell the truth, sir. Then you won't be in these positions. Because then it's like, didn't I tell you? And yeah, you did. Okay, then what we talking about? I always said Taylor is more deep than him, and he's gonna step on the boundaries because he's not that in tune. He's not that tuned in. Get stepped on in boundaries. Yeah, he don't have none really because he was ready to give up his whole world for her. Child. But yeah, lying is wrong. But realistically speaking, some people act like they can't handle the truth. He probably said it while a white lie, she'll get over it. Yeah, to be honest with you, that's why I think he was thinking that, she's gonna overreact with the truth because she's not healed in the fact that she's been cheated on in the past. And he just like button and is just like, okay, whatever comes to my mind real quick, let's just say it. Let's just say that real quick, just to silence her. But that's why I said she has to come in this situation a bit healed, because then you're making him walk on eggshells, not to do the wrong thing. He's like Nick in the situation. He's trying not to do the wrong thing, so he doesn't know what to do, so he's just saying anything. Yeah, no, I want you to tell your truth. So I need to be calm enough to give you the space to sit here and actually tell your truth that you need to actually share with me. I need to not be so rational or irrational and impulsive in how I behave that you feel safe enough to actually share yourself with me. I have to create that space for you to sit here and say, you know what? I know that what I'm about to say may have a bad reaction, but I know this lady is going to try her best to think through it. So therefore, let me give her the truth. Giving people the space in a world of liars. In a world of liars, you have to create the space and the atmosphere for people to tell the truth. And it's not easy. I mean, like I said, I got a lot of stories. I need to get into these member lives for real. But I did that with somebody. I literally had to create a space for that person because they were just not used to telling the truth to women. And so for me, I might have been that first person, and hopefully I'm not sure with that person because they still didn't really get it, but hopefully they're now in a space that they are able to actually be upfront with women or whatnot, because I created that space because they're just used to us reacting a certain way. So they just feel like, I know a woman's going to overreact in this, so let me just tell her this so she don't overreact, not realizing that the overreaction is going to actually come when I don't know the truth. So us women sometimes do have to create a space for men to feel comfortable enough to tell the truth. You cannot sit here and be like, "Oh, tell me your truth, tell me your truth," and then when he does, punish him for it. You wanted the truth. If you didn't want the truth and you was gonna handle it like a responsible adult, don't ask for it. Live in your blissful little bubble and go on about your damn business. But when you ask for the truth, be prepared that it might not be the truth that you want. And be adult enough to sit here and handle it like straight up, like not overreacting and blowing up on somebody with it. You know what I'm saying? So what you say? Listen to people tell me all their secrets because I'm calm and I listen and I don't react. It is art. It is. It is. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's a good art to have. You don't think she overreacted? I think she did a little bit. I think the second reaction that she had, the first reaction, I think she overreacted. That's what caused him. The second reaction, I really feel like it was legit because you sat here and lied in this lady's face. Her first reaction was an overreaction. The way she was carrying on before she got up in there, that ma'am, that was an overreaction. He didn't even get to tell you what he did, and you was already reacting. That's an overreaction. After he sat there and told Tyler and them that he didn't say what he said and he didn't do what he did and whatever the case may be, her reaction was legit at that point because now she's questioning everything he's told her before. Now you're really firing off her trigger buttons of past incidents and all that stuff like that. So her second reaction, I do believe, was a legit reaction, but the first one, nah. What'd you say? Dang. Well, I think it's more. I think it is more. Don't respond emotionally at all, so you get some tea. I'm here for that, but she didn't overreact. Yeah, no, no, no. Definitely gotta you gotta be calm so you can get the tea, child. You got to be calm. You know what? In that second time, she should have been calm a little bit too, so she gets some more tea. She just look at him like, "Oh, really? Hmm. I thought you just said you liked it. Ah, yeah. So you said all that. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have to run me that phone, buddy. Run me the phone. But now I do. I personally feel, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I personally feel she's overreacted the second time because if Woody's, I mean, the first time, not the second time, not the second time, not at the lie, but outside, I think she was overreacting a bit. I don't think she created a space for him to be honest about what he said or what he did, because that's the time when he was like, "Oh, such and such been on your phone. Oh, what'd you say? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. Anytime somebody else is in your phone, you are an engaged man now, so that they should know that you are about to get married and we about to be married. I don't think that's a hard ask. I don't think so. So, yeah, I think you should go ahead and hit her back up and just let her know her services is no longer needed. Bye bye. Have a nice life. I wish you well, ma'am. Gift registry is at such and such place if she would like to buy us a gift. You know, Does she want to come by and meet her? Is she your friend? She want to come by and meet me? Come through. She should have just been a little bit more open to it. Okay, because like I say, it's a quick change. Like, ma'am, you might not have had nobody. You might not have been entertaining nobody before you got on the show, but he obviously had a few entertainments going on. He got to cancel some dinner dates. He was making plans before they said, "Hey, you gonna be on the show tomorrow." So let him finish canceling their plans. He done found somebody. He wasn't sure he gonna find somebody. He was like, let me just in case, and just in case I don't bring nothing home tonight, I'm gonna keep you as a second choice, baby. You know what I'm saying? But now that he brought some home, yes, 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 sir. Sir, you got your phone back now. Tell these hoes. Toodaloo. Toodaloo, ho. Toodaloo. Okay. Child, it's like paying chess out here. You gotta play a little chess, baby. You gotta play a little chess. That's why y'all be laughing at the dark arts of it all and stuff. Sometimes you gotta play a little bit. Sometimes a little bit of it be working, okay? We do not live in an upstanding world, so you got to play a little dark art sometimes. I'm sorry. You got to roll with the punches. Sometimes you got to sit here and hold your cards. You got to play a little poker. You got to put your poker face on and you got to sit here and just wait till your opponent crack. Look for them little telltale signs. They gonna show you. You got to sit there. Remember that look that man was giving Diddy on that stage? You got to do a stare down, baby. You got to stare them down. You got to stare them down a little bit. All right. You got to look them in the eye and be like, all right. You gotta work it out. You gotta work it out sometimes. You can't just show your hand all the time. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this much: a person that know your hand like that, a person know that you're gonna react like that. They if a con artist wants to get you by overacting, he gonna get you too. Lucky for her, Garrett is not. I don't think. I don't think he's that type of artist. I don't think he's that type of con artist, but he can get you too. He can know that you overreact in certain things, and he gonna pull on those emotional strings like that. Like a Tim would thrive with a Taylor. Tim would thrive with a Taylor, because that stuff that he tried to pull with Alex at the end, that's what the stuff that he would do on Taylor, and it would work because he would get at her emotional strings, and then she'll be running behind him trying to chase him and stuff like that. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to hold a poker face with some people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Anywho, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Because like I said, I gotta get up out of here. I gotta make a couple of things when I get to work. So, um, I'm gonna say them two for last because I'd rather talk about these two because I got a lot to say on Hannah before I get up out of here. Anywho, Taylor and Ashley. Okay, Taylor and Ashley. So we already know the tea. We know what's going on with these two. Now, could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Because I've seen this floating around a little bit. Could it be? This man told her more than we think he told her. And editing, been playing a game with us. Cause she did ask him. Now, generally, when we get these real questions, when we get these questions like, do the kids know what you look like? I expect to see your mouth, your face, all of this stuff, say these words out of your mouth. I want to see that. I do not give a damn when y'all flying out the sky and want to talk about, oh, I would do it again. Why do I get a front view? I get a full-on front view when y'all talk about all this BS under the sun. But when you ask the actual question, do your kids know what you look like? I don't see your mouth saying this. Because I know they got a camera for each person. I know how reality TV works. Everybody got their own camera. Okay? Most TV sets work in a 3 camera thing. Okay? That means that person A, person B, they both got their camera from their angles. If I'm working with a 1 camera, I'm getting angles from everything, but that's usually in a scripted thing. And the scripted is the only time that I'm going to get 1 or 2 cameras at the least. Non-scripted, everybody got a camera. Everybody got a producer. If you don't know what I mean, that's somebody always there trying to get the scene out of them. There's always somebody there. So for the fact that you sit here and have her ask this question and all I see is his face, I'm asking some stuff. Now, granted, the loans, all the financial stuff, I don't think he actually detailed out fully for her. I do believe he detailed some of this situation between the kids the best he can. And I also feel like if there was an original agreement that these kids do not know that I'm their actual dad, that they just know me. They know me as an uncle, a friend of the family, or whatever, stuff like that. Because as we hear more information, he's been around these ladies while they were pregnant, all this stuff, even had his fiance at the time around these ladies. Now, he did lie to the fiance, as far as we know, is because the fiance was not knowing that he had done this deed with these girls and made this arrangement with these ladies or what have you and stuff while she was in the picture. However, that's also to the notion of that nobody else was supposed to know that he was the actual donor. I'm not trying to give him no defense or anything like this. I'm just saying why a person of Ashley's stature would continue to go down this thing if this was all a lie. I don't really think Ashley is that desperate. I don't think she's that much of a pick-me because she's a beautiful girl. So I feel like she would have been chosen a lot sooner if she had the pick-me energy or whatever and stuff like that. I just don't. I know that's the easy way. Most people are going to say that about her. I just really don't feel like that's it. I think she actually knows more and she's making that decision off of the more. I don't think she knows the full extent. I don't think she knows all the details. I don't think that she realized that possibly maybe the baby mama still wants him to a degree. Now, I understand some people might be out here, oh, the baby mama's fully gay, this stuff like that. Sweetheart, if she's willing to lay down with the man, she's not fully gay. She's not fully a lesbian, okay? She's bi. Now, she may decide, like Amber Rose used to say back in the day, that if I'm with a woman, I'm with a woman. And if I'm with a man, I'm with a man. She may be one of those. But if she's going to decide that she's going to drop it low and spread it wide for a man, I don't care what she looks like on the outside. Flame Moreau looks like a woman on the outside, but he still has sex with women. He has children. He chooses to be with women so he can procreate and all these things like this. He has had relationships. And excuse me, Flame Raw, if I'm calling you he, if you want to go by she, he, and them. I do apologize. No disrespect to you if you get this clip. But him, the he part of her, still sleeps with women, though on the outside looks like a woman. So I do not care that you want to say that this particular woman is all lesbian because on the outside she looks like it. She was willing to lay down and have a baby by a man. Mama likes D. She might not like it as much as she liked the pussy, but she likes D. And she's willing to take it from time to time, okay? I don't know if y'all watch Big Jaw. Shout out to that brother over there, but he has made a whole series about the lesbian homegirl, where he is knocking off a few lesbian homegirls who look more like they're supposed to be the man in the relationship. So therefore, I do not want to hear that theory of she is too much of a lesbian to have laid down with him. Or she's too much of a lesbian to be wanting to be jealous and get back at him. The only lesbians that y'all can sit here and try to tell me that don't like D is the ones that never had it before. Because they don't know what they're missing. Some of them choose not to have it because of situations, unfortunately, unfortunately, that has happened into their childhood or whatever. Some of them might not choose to do it because they repulsed by it. But baby, if they is the only ones that I gonna sit there and say, because I know a few that's in a whole relationship and they would sit there and tell me that their partner would not let them go down or do any of that stuff on them. I would sit there and say them ones is probably the only ones that I for sure don't like no D, because they don't want to be treated like a woman in any type of sense, okay? But the rest of y'all, that's what I'm talking about. Them touch me nots, because like I said, I got some friends that is like this. Then the only ones, if they had D before, or they literally like a touch me not where they girl can't even touch them like they a girl. Okay. So do I doubt that he was doing a good deed for these people or whatnot? No, I do not doubt that. What I fault Tyler for is because this is something that you should have told her as somebody that was a contestant, not, I don't want to say contestant because I don't really feel like she's competing with much of anybody, but a contender to be your wife. I don't care if you went down to the sperm bank. I don't care if this was agreement and y'all had it written down in paper that nobody's supposed to ever talk about it or whatever and stuff like that. You already lost a fiance for not telling the truth about it. I don't know, allegedly. I don't know if that's the reason why you lost the first fiance for sure. For sure. She just added that on at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, to make matters worse, found out he had some babies by these other people that he had me around. Sometimes we add on some stuff to make the story sound a little bit better. So she could have and could have not known all the way up until the end. I really don't know. But if she had known, this could be the reason why you had lost the first person. Why would you continue to go down your life path and saying, I'm not going to be honest with the so-called best friend love of my life and tell her, hey, I have fathered some kids out here. However, I made an arrangement with the mother that the kids will not know. Because see, this is if we had this actual conversation off camera, we wouldn't be having this conversation again on camera, because from what my understanding is that they had some conversation off camera and Ashley decided that she wanted to have it on camera. Now you now have to go and explain, oh, I'm a donor. These people, the kids don't know me, but I got pictures with the kids and all of this stuff like that. And all of these people is going to do deep dives. Listen, I understand a lot of people don't go know about these reality TV shows and how it works, and all these people that come out the woodworks and find out all your life's history. Okay, I understand you didn't think that that was going to be the case, but for somebody that I feel like is going to actually be my life partner and we're having real good situations, I'm going to sit here and sit there and tell you the truth on the matter and say, you know what, there's a potential that one day I'm going to have to get my kids back because I actually know who I donated my sperm to. And right now we're going through some legal whatever because that legal stuff was already there. Y'all not gonna sit here and tell me that legal stuff was not here already and stuff like that. Like unless that shit popped up in the last 12 months, that stuff was already there. So therefore, you should have told Ashley a lot sooner. You know, I don't know when the soon can be, like, but sometime while y'all was really, I feel like, I'm sorry, I really do believe he told her in Mexico. I really believe he told her in Mexico. I really believe he told her more when they got back from Mexico, but I think he told her something in Mexico because the fact that he sat there and said people gonna come out the woodworks and say all type of things, and she said, I don't care who says what. I don't know. It gives me y'all had some type of conversation. Now the extent of all of it might have came out when we got home. Now we got to really deal with all of it because now I'm getting the text messages from everybody and all this, that, and the third. But in Mexico, I feel like if you told her something, you should have told her everything. Y'all should have had the real heart at heart in Mexico prior to even sleeping together. Hence, half the hesitation. You should have been man enough to sit there and say, "Ma'am, I really do want to sleep with you, but I got a lot of stuff weighing on me right now because I have this situation going on at home. The situation is I have decided to donate my sperm via however to this couple, and right now the couple is no longer together. This is the case, whatever. The kids is here, and I have spent time with these kids. These kids will be in your space, my space, whatever. If we continue to go forward, I just like this man because I do not care for anybody who disowns their children. Period. I don't. I have been approached by people to have their children, and I had to flat out tell them. And I mean, they literally like wants to pay me 10,000 plus, like plus to have their kid because they just wanted to have a sports athlete kid because I'm tall, they're tall, whatever the case may be. I just personally, me personally, I just couldn't see myself doing it. Now I know I have a stronger tie than a man giving up his sperm or whatever and stuff like that because I'm the one who actually had to carry the child or whatever and stuff. But I just don't have it in me. Some people have it in them to be egg donors, sperm donors, carriers. They have it in them to sit here and do this, go through this nurturing process and give it up to somebody else. Kudos to them people. We need you. The world needs you because some of us can't have babies. The world needs you. I just knew I could not be one of those people. Tyler, you clearly couldn't be one of those people. Because when these babies came out, you didn't need to be in the hospital. When these babies had a birthday, you didn't need to be there. If you were just a donor, you do not need to be in every photo with them matching pajamas, hanging out, doing family time stuff, all of this stuff like that, confusing the hell out of these kids. Keep it as it is. The day comes, they go search for you, fine. Keep it real then. But you should have never sat here and toyed with these emotions of these children like that. That is not fair to those kids. I don't think any one of y'all who was sitting here being adults in a parenting situation, the two wives, you, Tyler, none of y'all, whoever, if there's another woman involved that has kids by you, I don't think any of y'all was right in this situation as adults and fair to the safety of these children when it came to making this daggone decision. You know how much thought goes into people that actually do surrogates and all that stuff like that? How much thought goes into going to a clinic and finding an actual donor and all this, that one day that my child might actually need some medical assistance or some help that only the donor can sit here and do? For you to sit here and play daddy, uncle, whatever the hell you want to call it, that was effed up. That's where I look at you at the most wrong at and stuff like this. Because I really do feel in my heart, and I could be all the way wrong. Ashley can come back later and I'll sit here and say I was wrong for it, but I feel like she knew a lot more. So as she continues to make this decision to go down the aisle with this man, I can't sit here and fault her for it. I can't fault her for it or whatever and stuff like that, because we've all made decisions based off of lies that people told us. We get to see the end results. She don't get to see none of that right now. So we can all scream from the Raptors, don't go with a man with 3 kids that he lied about, all this stuff like that. If he lied to her, yeah, fine. But if he didn't lie to her, she makes this on her own cognizance, saying that, he told me this much or whatever and stuff like that, and I decided to go forth with it. I can't even be mad at her. What I'm mad at is Tyler. These are 3 lives you're messing with right now. 3 innocent lives that you're messing with right now. Coming over and playing like an uncle, confusing the kids. Got your mother over here saying my grandbaby because she thinks that these kids is growing up thinking that this man is my uncle who is actually my daddy or whatever and stuff like that. Jerry made a whole living. I just could not figure out where these people used to come from. You are these people. You are literally these people that I used to watch on Jerry Springer all the time, trying to figure out where these people keep coming from. Like, how do you sit here and do this mess? I cannot imagine being a kid finding out that the man that I've been sitting here thinking is my uncle the whole time is really my daddy. How hurtful that would be. I would rather be a foster child in the system and never know than to know that the man that I've been sitting here playing with all this time was really my daddy. So you, Tyler, the mamas, all of that stuff, that's wild. And for whichever one that decide that they want to just out it out because we're no longer in a relationship, that's even wilder to me too. Because y'all made a commitment as a married couple to sit here and have these kids. So if the other one decide that they don't want to be married to him no more and decide that they want to out all of this, I don't know which one outed it, to be honest. I'm giving the one that had the kids outed it because, like I said, though as much as she may look like the lesbian and all the studdish one and the bull dagger and all this stuff out of the relationship, clearly she liked D. Why she decided that she want to out it? Because out of that thing, I was like, why is she having a baby? But I also do have some gay friends that had they did a coin toss and they was to figure out which one of y'all is going to be the carrier and which one is not. So maybe that's what they did. They had a nice little coin toss and figured out she was going to be the carrier. I have no clue. Maybe the other lady had a kid already and she went through the experience, and it's like the Brad and Judy, you get your experience this time around. I have no clue. But either way it go, y'all effed up. Y'all effed up as parents to them kids. Y'all did them kids a disservice, because I know none of y'all thought one of y'all was going to come on TV and have to out this all out, but look at where we at now. Those babies are still young and maybe young enough that y'all can go ahead and still work your way in there to the truth, or maybe they do know the truth that you are their daddy and stuff like this, and maybe this is why Ashley is okay with it and everything. I have no clue. I do know, spoiler alert, she ride or die. So more power to you, sis. Hey, by the way, she looks good in these interviews, these post show interviews. So do you? I hope it's working out for her at the end. I can't. I'm not about to spend too much more breath on Tyler and his antics, child. He got too much going on. Hopefully she got a prenup. Hopefully she got a prenup. Okay. Yeah. You say that baby mama diabolical. The confusing part is making a baby with the man that you wasn't solid. She gave no F's. None. Not a one. Not a one. Not a one or a two or a three. Okay. She didn't care about them babies or herself. All right. But do you, ma'am? Do you carry on? Because as y'all trying to play vindictive games with the other person, the kids suffer at the end of the day. Y'all just got the kids suffering. So if that's what you want to do to try to call yourself getting back at the other person because you couldn't have them the way that you wanted to have them or whatever the case may be, only your kids suffer at the end. So, it's gonna get to a point because I want to have a talk about that damn Safari and Erica Mena situation because, child, it's another one that they putting their kids through turmoil because they want to have a back and forth as children instead of adults. Y'all got kids. Y'all brought lives into this world. Y'all got more responsibilities than me trying to go back and forth and get at each other over some meaningless stuff. But anyways, I'm done talking about Tyler. Because she's staying. She riding, child. She gonna ride down the aisle and her mama, her mama just so put. Why we gotta play with these people parents like this? Why we gotta play with these people parents? Anywho, let's talk about this one before I get the hell up out of here because I don't want to be mad when I go to work, but I might be after I talk about this crap because this crap was just like crap to me. This woman is this heifer. This heifer. This goddamn heifer here. Nick got flaws and all, baby. Nick got flaws and all, but Hannah, did you have to write them all down and repeat them every day on a recycle wash machine spin cycle? Cause baby, she gonna repeat all his flaws, so she don't remember she got any at all. Like, I'm sorry, is Hannah's name in the dictionary next to perfection right after Jesus? I feel like there's a Hannah in the Bible, but I don't think it's the same Hannah. Okay. Because this heifer was mean as hell. This is Mean Girl spirit. Hannah is mean. Period. That show Mean Girls is all about Hannah. That heifer is evil. Like, if you do not like that man, let him be. Let him go. Let him go. If he is not on your level, let him go. But like Tim, you do not have to sit here and do all the extras when you let him go. Just let him go. You know what? You are not my person. I hope you find somebody that is fit for you. It is me. It is not you. Be well. Because see, Hannah, when you do all this nasty little stuff, I don't care who you with. It could be Nick. It could be it could be Big. I don't give a damn who you with. You do all this stuff. You leave him room to have the work wife that is called Katie. Not my best friend. And not my best friend. I can't believe you talked to my best friend. Heifer, you don't know that girl. That girl don't know you. Y'all met in the pod just like you met that man in the pods. Did you and Katie sign up for the show together? Did y'all fill out each other's applications? Are you each other's references? Your best friend in the whole wide world. If you don't, I did not see Katie on the dates when you brought your best friends. I seen another Hannah. I seen another girl. I don't remember her name, but it didn't start with K. I think it started with an A. I think it was like Alex or something, or Alexandria or something. I don't remember Katie on the dates. I don't remember Katie at your house with your parents. I ain't seen no picture of Katie up in your house looking like, you know what I'm saying, Mike Lowry's house or some shit like this where you got Katie all over the walls. When did Katie become your best friend? Just that night? When she showed up and she was like, oh, he look a lot better than in person. And ma'am, for the man that you do not like, and I'm going to repeat this, for the man that you do not like, that gives you the ick. He's icky nicky. He got all of these daggone flaws. He can't satisfy you in the bedroom. He don't know how to balance a checkbook. He can't do his taxes. He can't wash the dishes. He can't cook pasta. He don't know how to walk the dog. He don't know how to clean the baseboards. He don't know how to wear a leather jacket. For all of these daggone things that he does wrong, why are you getting mad when somebody praising him? Let him go be with him, whoever praises him. Because he can't clearly do nothing right for you. Let that man go be in peace. I would have told him right then and there, you know what, Katie, Nick, y'all look like y'all working some stuff out, and it just didn't work for me. So I feel like, y'all should try to give it a little second chance or some stuff like that. Like, that woman is insufferable. I'm sorry. Mature my ass. Everything is a goddamn competition every time she gets on the screen. You know what I'm saying? I went across the things better than you did. You wobbled and stuff. Bitch, you got some strong ass arms. Okay? He got some little bitty kicker legs. You got some strong ass arms. Of course you have. Your frame is solid, ho. Of course you went across with ease. Okay? This man is used to running light on his feet. Your ass is solid. Of course you went across with ease. Of course you taller than him in heels. I don't know when you thought you got you this tall NFL player and stuff like that. You was a cheerleader. You know the kickers is usually one of the shortest people on the field. Child, I seen a kicker the same height as a jockey. You know a jockey is only about a 4'5", something like this, okay? What is you talking about, ma'am? He lied to you. He manipulated you. The hell? This man told you exactly what position he played. He didn't say he was a receiver or the quarterback. Them usually the two tallest people on the team. You might get a tall center, but the most of the center gonna be as big. You know what I'm saying? The running backs is even short. What is you talking about, ma'am? What you cheerlead for? Soccer? Hockey? You couldn't been cheerleading for football because if you everybody that watching know football and cheerleaders and stuff like that, ma'am. You raise this man to be a man? Seriously? But here's my real gripe with Hannah. Okay? Because you sat there and told Ashley how he can't maneuver in bed and all this stuff like that, but you sat in front of Nick and talked about how you got to initiate the sex all the time. If his sex is trash, why are you trying to initiate it? Baby, if you're not initiating some trash sex, thank you. You doing me a favor. I'm not about to complain about you not initiating trash sex. He probably thought your sex was trash. Why he not trying to initiate it? He don't have much experience, so I understand you might have to teach him some ropes and stuff like that because he literally told us his focus was all on football. He told Katie, like, hey, I don't really know how to talk to women because all I always prioritize is football. I come from a football family. All we think about is football. So I wasn't thinking about no girls and none of this stuff like this. I was focused. I was trying to make it to the NFL. I was trying to do what I needed to do to get to the big leagues, and maybe the women would come later on. I have no clue. I'm just saying. Then the fact that you're gonna bring your little funky. Let me talk about these ladies' friends because I don't know them ladies, okay? But their little nasty attitude, little friends want to sit here enabling you. Talking about, well, she not asking for too much. She's just saying walk the dog. Hell, for them, not my dog. That's not my dog. That is not Nick's dog. Why he need to go to work all day, and she at home, and she need to and he need to walk the dog. Hell, for you at home all day. Why the dog ain't being walked? At this point, you should be a professional dog walker, okay? Because you ain't got nothing else to do. The way you cleaning them baseboards, you should be walking that dog from time to time. That is not his responsibility. She sat here and told this man, I would treat you as an equal once you start being equal around here. Hell, for you looking for a donor, a sponsor. You don't have a job, so you looking for somebody to contribute equally around here. Talk about he'll be equal. Nick better than me, child. Don't treat me like an equal because I'm going to go home. Guess what? I'll be treated like an equal in my parents' house because I'm not about to pay your bills, walk your dog, and do all of this stuff like this for you to sit here and talk to me every single day. I can't do nothing right for you every single day. While you, meanwhile, you is sitting here trying to cook dinner in a damn pleather jacket. Heifer. And oh, she tried to be funny. Y'all lucky I don't have enough time to pull up the TikTok. I might bring it back later on because she tried to be funny on TikTok talking about, let me show y'all how to boil water. Okay, she started off with that. Let me show you how to boil water. And then sat here and came back was like, you get the pasta from here. Bitch, you told me you was trying to tell me how to boil water, not cook pasta. See, that you don't even know how to cook your damn stuff because you don't know what the hell you cooking right now. You're boiling water, you're cooking pasta. What you doing? Now I know you need to boil water to cook the pasta, but half of you told me that you was cooking, you was boiling water. You showing me how to boil water. Where the hell the pasta come in and boiling water? Because that don't have nothing to do with nothing. If you're boiling water, you put the water on, you might put a little salt up on it. You might put a top on it, and you know, if you wanted to boil faster, if you that's what you want. If you want a certain temperature to say you could set your thermometer, let me know what you're trying to boil the water for. But if you boil it for pasta, start off with that. Don't try to be cute. That's how I knew she was still a mean girl, though. She made them type of videos right there. So you sit here and want to tell us how to boil water, but at the end you're cooking pasta. Okay. All right. Guess what? Everybody don't know how to cook. It's not everybody's forte. Because you know how to cook, that's wonderful. Great. Hell, it's giving your food might be bland and unseasoned, but you know how to cook. You know how to boil some pasta. Congratulations to you. Because I did not see her put salt in that water. So there's that. Okay. When she boiled that water for that pasta, no salt went into it. Not a one. But she knows how to cook for survival. That's better than Nick. I'll give her that. That is better than Nick. Baby Nick, you won't survive. And I blame your parents, okay? They should have pushed you out the nest a little bit more, but they didn't. That is true. He was a little misleading. Because Harry Cavill, I don't know about if he looked like that. Like he said, he looked like a skinny one, but I don't know. However, we give him that. Child, he was scared to lie. He don't know. Child, she would have broke him in half. He was scared to lie. He like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna ask you everything. And that's another thing. That's another person that you don't give a person space to be. She didn't give Nick any space to do anything, to see if he can or cannot or whatever, stuff like that. Like, you on his head so much that he's so scared to do anything that he got to ask you every single thing every time to breathe. Like, can I breathe right now? Can I move? Can I talk to you? Can I not talk to you? Can I shut up? Can I go walk the dog? Can I do like chill out, relax. You're aging yourself, sweetie. Calm down. This is probably why, you have to do the Ozempic and stuff. You need to calm down. You need to relax, chill out. You're so uptight. For 28 years old, he might not be where he needs to be, but guess what? You can just sit there and say, you know what, Nick? I need somebody that is a little bit more independently sound like I am. I don't need a codependent. I don't want a codependent because I'm not a codependent type person. I need somebody that is just a little bit more self-sufficient, that knows how to survive without my presence around and stuff like that. There's a way that you could talk to a person. Like the way Katie talked to a person was a great example. And she just came in there and just made Hannah look all kind of bad because, hey, Katie was like, I see, I didn't choose you to no fault of your own. I didn't choose you because you are what I was used to outside of the pods. And I was just like, I don't want to go down that road again because I am this age. And she also didn't choose them because of the age. She's like, I am this age. I've been choosing these type of people over and over, and it's got me these results. And I just want to do something different this time around. No fault. Not mad at her. Can't even be mad at him for sitting here saying she gave him some valuable tools. She sat there and told him you need to like lean into who Nick really is. Not just the flirtatious Nick, not just the Nick that just thinks you're hot all the time, but the Nick that actually attracted me to him in the first place. Lean into that person some more. Be that person. I think they would have. Ugh, definitely could take some notes from her best friend since she was, and my best friend, and my best friend, and my bed. I can't believe you're talking to my bed. Well, you introduced them, girl. Go on somewhere. You, how you mean you can't believe it? Anywho, I got to go. I do too. I'm glad she freed him up. I was thinking the same thing. I'm glad she freed him up. I'm glad she let them be free so her best friend could find her man. Literally. Her best friend could find Hannah's man and make it her man, okay? Because please let somebody else have Nikki D because you clearly didn't want that man. And I hope that she frees herself up to go find who she needs to be with herself, okay? And stuff. Take that. I know she needs. She could. She probably could relax if she take that damn tight ass jacket off. Shit, just cutting off her damn circulation. She can't breathe. Poor thing. Just the Lulu as wanna be. Okay. Like, hey, Nick hit her hard. As many jabs as she took at Nick, Nick's jabs is still trumping. Okay. Nick came in like Kendrick Lamar on the Drake battle. He was like, she was like, oh, you can say what you want and stuff like that. He hit her with two. He said, you ain't got no job. And you're just as the Lulu as me, baby. Say what you want to say. We the Lulu together. And on that note, peace. Okay. Poor Nikki D. I was like, he got so much maturing to do. He do got so much maturing to do. There's a lot that he needs to learn. Um, I hope his parents is looking at this and notice how much they have like probably like sheltered him so much that they do need to, like, on a serious note, they do need to make him independently sound. And I say this because at some point they won't be around. And you can't, and you don't want your child to be in a position that they need to depend on anybody else to be around to take care of them either. You want to make sure that they can take care of themselves just in case they are alone to have to do that on their own. And if they do have somebody to do it with them, great, even better. So you have to teach them duality in that aspect of, you need to be independent enough that you can survive on your own, but you don't need to be so independent that you cannot live with somebody else and depend on somebody else. You have to be somewhere in the middle of whatever. You need to be a bit of codependency where you have enough space to allow somebody else to come in and y'all compromise on life, but you're not so dependent on another person to survive. These two are on the polar opposite. He's very dependent on other people. She's too independent. I don't know right now, to be honest, neither one of them are in a space for a relationship in the middle. They both need to find their way to the middle and be in that codependent space to where they can be in a relationship with another codependent person. If he gets with a very dependent person as well, they're not going to thrive and survive. And likewise with her as a very independent person, because a part of her does like that nurturing nature part of having somebody to work with. So she needs to find her feminine side, so to speak, and he needs to find his masculine side to balance themselves out as individuals. And going forth from there, they may have a chance at finding their person and their love. Of course, neither one of them is it for them. I do hope if anything comes out of the relationship with Katie, he has at least a good friendship, because I think Katie is a good sounding board for Nick to grow from. I think, if being that there's an age difference, and I don't think she's going to really change on her stance of the age difference of it all. I think if she at least becomes a really good friend in his circle, it would be beneficial to him, because she seems like a person at the least that will look out for his best interest of anybody he chooses to date going forth, and she's has a knack to be able to talk to him honestly about things. So I think at the least that they should become good friends. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I went to this one. Being hyper independent ain't it either. Yeah. Yeah. I watched something about that too. It's like when you might be too independent, it's hard because you get hard. It's harder for you to rely on people to do things and stuff, and then you kind of unintentionally start to push people away. You don't realize that you're actually doing it, but every time you say, "I got it, I do it, I get," I don't need you make people not feel worthy and less of a value in your life, so you unintentionally start to push people away or whatnot. So you have to find that balance in yourself that that worst case scenario, I can be all right by myself. Best case scenario, I can thrive my best. I can be my best self with somebody else. I can find that person that compliments me in the areas that I'm lacking or I want to fix and change, and vice versa. I can be that person for them. So you have to find that happy medium for yourself, and then allow that person to find you in that space. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that too at the end of it is just like work on yourself to be in that space of being open for what God has for you, that person that God has for you. Continue to grow, work on yourself, be loving yourself. Y'all know that's my favorite thing. It's just like be in love with yourself, so much in love with yourself that you're in tune with everything that you got going on and stuff. And just be open to being loved back by somebody else, and also being open to being loved in a different way than you love sometimes the love that we give out, and that was the beginning of this conversation, is like a lot of times we like to feel things reciprocated back to us, but not all the time that it's not translated the same way that we put it out there. It's not translated the way it's transcribed, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes we got to be open to the fact that the love that I put out there might be recycled and come back to me in a different way, you know? So long as it is reciprocated and to enough for you to live with, that's great. Let me see what they ought to say before I get up out of here. Crazy part is that he was honest in the pod and he was single. Hannah is like to Hannah likes to feel better by putting others down. I don't rock with that. No, she definitely does. The brother even opened up and said that. The brother let us know that that's the thing Hannah is. But that's part of Hannah's insecurities. That's an insecurity that Hannah has, and it stems from her childhood, especially with her mom. I could see her mom being that type of way. I think her mom is a little bit more lenient now, if that is like her actual, like her mom, her biological mom. I think that she's a little bit more lenient now, or whatnot, because you know a lot of times as parents get older, they chill out a lot of times. But I think she just comes from an overcritical background, like so she overcompensates in that area that she's now overcritical other people. And I'm gonna still give her this because she says it. She knows that she's overcritical other people, but she continues to do it. She doesn't try to change it. She actually likes doing it. She thrives in it. She thinks it's cute. She gets a little kick because every time she does it, she smirks about it. If y'all really pay attention, she smirks behind it. So for her, it's something that is cute, and it's a comfort blanket for her. But she's gonna have to change that because honestly, Nick was a perfect candidate to get set up for it. But ain't no other, and I hate to say it in this regards, but real man is gonna stand for that. All that belittling and telling him that he don't know how to do something like that. He may stay with her for whatever perks he's getting out of it, but he's going to definitely treat her some type of way. And I would hate for her to put herself in that position because she don't know how to control her mouth and her emotions and stuff. She got to learn how to tune that in, because don't nobody want to be in a relationship where they're always being critiqued and belittled and made to feel less than. I really felt bad for Nick to have to be asked to be treated as an equal. But Nick, you got the black treatment, baby. You know what us black people feel like. So you see it? Stand up for yourself. You know what we feel like, okay? You better, Trey. You better. I know she's so fragile. It always be the ones. It always be the ones that talk that most shit that they always be they feelings be hurt, child. I always come across them. That's why I had to learn how to be gentle. Okay, child. Some of my relatives be the same way. They like to try to throw them punches and shoot you real quick back on them. They like like me. No, 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 no. It was all fun and games when you was throwing the punches a second ago. But anyways, I'm gonna leave y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got to go. I got to go do some things or whatever and stuff. But you know, Drake. I gotta do it one more time before I get up out of here. Drake. Who is this man? Where the hell did they get that name from? Drake, Tim Drake. Come on now. Y'all have a good night. Be safe, okay? Make sure y'all love on yourselves. All right. Love on yourself a little extra. I don't want y'all to be on these shows with these people because clearly the pickings are slims. The pickings are slim. So don't be on these shows with these people. But if you are, get your ish together before you get on this show, okay? All right. I need y'all to be a little. I don't know. I don't even know who y'all could be like on this show because all of them got a little problem. All of them got a little problem on this show. So I don't know which one of them. Child, don't be like any of them. All right. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all. Y'all have fun. All right. Love y'all. Bye.
Girls that are loyal and don't cheat on their men, like, what are you guys doing right now?
We're staying the fuck away from anyone that has to summon loyal people. Listen, y'all, loyal people aren't some mythical unicorn.